Yep.
Perfect, perfect. Yep. So, quick setup by me, throw to the tape, off the tape Don, the two squads. Hello and welcome to Football Park in Adelaide for Sunday night football, the conclusion of round 10. Earlier today we saw Brisbane come from behind at the Gabba and defeat North Melbourne and continue their very good run at home. Well, Adelaide's had a terrific run at home over the last couple of years, but not so much over the last couple of weeks. Beaten by Fitzroy here and then thrashed by Hawthorn. A little shell shock last week, almost 100 points here. Dunstall having a ball. So Adelaide struggling at the moment. Fitzroy have lost their last three, so the month of May has not been a good one for both the Adelaide Crows and the Fitzroy Lions. But the two clubs have enjoyed an intense rivalry in the short time that Adelaide has been in the AFL.
What a strong tackle, what a magnificent free kick, let it go. Oh, that was a magnificent tackle. What's this? Oh, where was the free kick? No.
He's gone to Paul Roos, who couldn't take the mark, but Roos tries to bottle it up.
Now going to hold it. Oh, this is murder. Absolute murder.
The siren has gone. The siren has gone. This kick, if it's a goal, will win the match for the Crows from 47 metres.
To make the distance.
Oh, he's kicked it. They stopped it. It's a goal.
Here's Big Abbott, sockers it off the ground. Row again. Handball back. A quick kick, Jamison. Oh, hit the punch.
But they lead by a point. They're going to win it. Here comes the siren.
Chris McDermott's verbal blast on, Scott, to a couple of other thrilling matches here. You were here in 1991.
Yes, and they're all been pretty close. But tonight I don't know, Bruce. You know, I would have said yes, Adelaide for mine. But they haven't been strengthened by their inclusions. I mean, they've lost some good players in Hall going out Tregenza and also Smart. So things are not all that good.
Don, 5 changes to the Adelaide squad, which is unusual because they've been a fairly
settled lineup for a number of years now. And those fellows highlighted in yellow are the chaps coming into the side, whereas the ones in blue, Jarman, McGuinness and also McDermott, are the fellows that have got to be contained. They average about 27, 26 possessions a game, and they're around midfield, and they do ignite this side.
Well, they could be the key to Adelaide's chances along with Modra. And from Fitzroy's point of view, 3 changes to the team that was beaten by St Kilda last Sunday.
And it really wasn't a good performance by Fitzroy, and that wasn't a good game actually. But coming into their side again are those fellows that are highlighted in yellow: Cam Barker and Bizzotto. Jimmy Wine was probably their best player last week, and Ross Lyon in the centres lost weight and he's a much better player, and the fellow number 17 has impressed me, hawking a full-back.
Well, Don, look forward to working with you tonight along with Dennis Cometti. A make or break game for both the Crows and the Lions. Back with the opening bounce after this.
So the Kelly Crows D strip is all revved up. Hungry Destiny, the Kelly Crows for Dr. Matthew Bounty. Revved up and that's doing the captain Christmas 2 minutes the other way. Kelly goes. So let's just check the changes to both sides. Firstly, for Fitzroy, let's have a look at the omissions for you.
Welcome back to Football Park. The Crows on the ground waiting for Fitzroy. Neil Curley on the boundary line. Neil, what was the reaction like in the city to that massive loss last Sunday?
Well, it wasn't good, Bruce. It's a little different to, say, walking around Melbourne where you're running into people that could support other teams. Here, of course, all you're talking to is people that support Adelaide or the Crows, and it's all doom and gloom. It's been an incredible week with the media and the general feeling around the town with the way the Crows are performing. It's like the depression has hit Adelaide.
We spoke to Graham Corns on Friday Night Football. I know you spoke to him yesterday. Has he done anything different this week?
No, they've stuck to the basics. Principally, they had a very good team search talk on the Monday. Had a light run, and they've worked very, very hard for 3 nights this week. And every player is fit that has been selected. A couple of players, of course, coming in with not a lot of match practice behind them, but they're very well focused. I keep using that word, but the feeling in the room was was very good. One of no razzmatazz stuff, just real strong, sincere approach to football.
Tell us about two of the inclusions. Maynard, who hasn't played since round 3, and young Josh Mayle, who's playing his first AFL game tonight, yet hasn't played football for 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, for Maynard first, of course, coming in after about 6 weeks with a broken arm. Maynard's a proven quality. He may lack a little bit of fitness touch, but his strength, his courage, and also his fitness is of the highest level. Young Mayle's an interesting one, coming in for his AFL debut and hasn't played football at senior level or any level for 3 weeks because he's been getting over an ankle problem. So I see that one as a strange selection. A kid coming in to play his first game, you would think would want some good quality football behind him in recent weeks.
And the strengths from Fitzroy's point of view?
Well, surprisingly quiet in the room. I was just standing there. It's an open room, and it was just a feeling of just believe in yourself and let's go out there and do a job. It was very quiet. They were very well focused again, and Robert Shaw, just moving among them, a quiet word here and a quiet word there, and they seem to me to be very, very well alert to what has to be done. And this is going to be one hell of a dogfight. I think you'll see the gloves are going to be off here tonight early.
Give us a tip, Knuckles.
Well, I guess I earn my money in Adelaide, and I just have to stay with the Crows. But it's my heart talking, Bruce, more than my judgment.
Yes, it is a big night for both clubs. It is make or break, Adelaide and Fitzroy. We'll be back with the opening bounce after this.
It would be very remiss of us if we didn't welcome the Fitzroy supporters to the football park tonight. They made a journey from Victoria, so we hope you enjoy your stay at football park this evening. So the umpires Hayden Kennedy, his 100th AFL appearance. The fellow umpires Shane McInerney and Brian Sheehan asking the opposing captain Paul Roos for Fitzroy and Chris McDermott for Adelaide to join them in the centre square as players like Garvey Hubble. And Paul Roos wins the toss, so Fitzroy kicking at the northern end. The reports have it that the Crows trained exceptionally well this week, so big game coming up here at Football Park tonight.
Welcome back to Football Park on this superb evening for this contest between Adelaide and Fitzroy. Two teams currently out of the 8. Crows are kicking to the right of screen. Welcome to Dennis Committee as we look at the interchange bench for the Crows.
Yes, good evening, Bruce. As you rightly pointed out at the start, a bit of rivalry between these two clubs and a big night for both of them in the context of this season. There's Paul Roos. I saw Adelaide last week. It's really hard to make a case for them. Routed by Hawthorn. I was going to give them one more chance, but Don, is there any logic in what I'm saying? I watched them come onto the ground. They came on like Brown's cows.
I watched last week's game, Dennis, and I just could not believe a team could play the way they did 2 weeks in a row, and I think they can only improve. I mean, that was the Fitz last week.
Rouvray up on the wing.
Baldwin, a loose man in the Fitzroy defence, as is Seacamp.
Roos and Jarman at it. Ring to go against Satori. Just a fantastic night for football. First touch Rashudo, then Jarman, lip tack onto it. The start all important here. You're going to fit in if the Crows get away to a fly, there'll be no stopping them.
And that's one of the loose men in the back line, Seacamp.
To Armstrong, to centre wing. Roos, who'll try and find space all night, takes the mark against Rashudo. 4 times the best and fairest, leading goal kicker in 1990, Victorian captain. In short, Armstrong to Baldwin, who looked injured last Sunday, only played in fits and starts. Back to Armstrong, little chip pass. Johnson, the 17-year-old who runs into the boundary and out of play. Fitzroy at left half forward.
Boundary throw in. Satori in front. Wren gets by him. Boyd a half chance. Mayall's in there, number 8. And a whistle. A late arriving crowd at Football Park. They're filling in now. And some apprehension. Wren and Satori. Pittman there as well. Wren over the top, hooks it behind. Rashudo took his eye off the ball, picked up by Boyd. In trouble in the back, surely. Brown will get the free kick. I'm no judge at all. Brown goes down towards half forward. In front, Seacamp. Couldn't hang on. Close to the boundary line. Hooked back by Liptak. To no avail. It's out of bounds. And another throw in. Well, he
missed the replay.
He was conscious of Anderson coming at him. Surely he's allowed to do that. Satori. McGuinness tried to knock it on. Rashudo somehow got by. Kicks inside the 50. And Seacamp once more takes a tumbler.
To Bizzotto. He's playing the role in front of Modra. Seacamp. Poor kick by Bizzotto. Pittman was able to get in between them. McGregor, good hip and shoulder. Then went to ground. Got a quick kick away. Good footy. And coming back, a free kick to Fitzroy. To Zanotti. They had the edge there, Fitzroy, with Spawn chasing the ball at centre wing. Ex-West Coast, Brisbane. 36 games at West Coast and over 60 at Brisbane. And now doing very well. Barker. Armstrong's long ball to Seacamp. To Armstrong. He's going to take Wren on. Good tackle by the big man. Maynard. Rashudo's third kick, a long one. Modra one out this time. Still Modra. Off the ground, Modra. It's rolling. It'll miss. It's a goal. He got a foot and he's kicked it. It took an eternity, but he weaved a bit of magic.
Well, there's a lot of determination there in Modra's play. Good effort by Hawking, but just couldn't maintain his footing. Maybe Zanotti could have made a better effort, but just with sheer persistence, Zanotti gets that goal.
He touched it, Zanotti. Definitely touched it on the replay.
Yep.
Unlucky Fitzroy.
Yeah, tough break for the Lions. Zanotti touching that ball before it crossed the goal line. Still, it stands as a goal. Ball down towards half forward. Ingerson slaps it out wide to accommodate Rashudo. Boyd missed it off the ground. Rashudo, strong tackle. Applied by Baldwin. This is Brown. Fronting him was Stretch. And the ball up.
Hawthorn had over 60 tackles, actually, to be precise. 62 tackles last week against the Crows. I wonder whether Fitzroy have done their research or their homework and realise if they attack the Crows in the same manner, they'll gain the advantage.
Boyd got it from Armstrong, boots it towards midfield. Maynard, good to see him back. McGregor couldn't control it. Rouvray with courage. McDermott dives in as well. And a bounce. Back to that last goal. It certainly took a deflection. The goal umpire right there. Hard to believe he didn't see that. Zanotti, great courage after there was great acceleration from Tony Modra. There's the bounce. Wren hooks it down behind. Well blocked by Lyon. Eventually it comes to Anderson. Advantage is paid. And the players have stopped. Buffono's taken the mark.
Goes in short to Boyd, to Armstrong. Put him under the hammer. Back to Seacamp. Was going to go to the handball to Lyon. Decides to go long. Big fly at the back by the dock. And Wren punches it through, by McCarthy I should say, and concedes it behind. Adelaide leading with Modra's controversial goal. Zanotti definitely touching it through. Jamieson, who kicked that goal 3 years ago in the dramatic finish, is back tonight. Pittman to Ben Hart, playing in his 51st match tonight. He hasn't missed one since he made his debut. 51 straight's a pretty good effort for the 19-year-old. Liptak and Bizzotto run it out.
Interesting the way the Crows set up on that kick out. They had players on each side of the ground, hard on the boundary line.
Expected low 11, but it'll be warmer than that when this match finishes. A balmy 20 degrees at this time of the night. McDermott couldn't get it away. McGregor after it, after Bizzotto had knocked it forward. Graham Corns looking on.
Seacamp's still a loose man. He's in the 50-metre zone. Pittman also a loose man, who's just outside 50.
Corns record, 38 wins, 37 losses, right on the border. Satori off the ground. Anderson, brilliant smother. It was Lyon, picked up by Boyd. Baldwin couldn't control it. Hart gets it to Maynard. Rashudo comes away, kicks inside the 50. There's Modra leading back in the race, paddles it towards the boundary line. Sockers it out of bounds. Tony Modra. Big night for him. Just one late goal last week against the Hawks. Boundary throw in, right full forward. Barker is there. Pittman hooks it behind. Fed out by Liptak. This is McGuinness. Back to goal. Hassled out of it. Comes again. Pulls the kick very high. It's bending wide of the mark for the Hive.
4 goals this year, McGuinness. It's won just about the lot, hasn't he? Best and fairest at Adelaide, McGarry medal. Best and fairest at Footscray. Rashudo.
Oh, well done, Baldwin.
Yes, got back and put the pressure on and gets a free kick to Satori at half-back.
Started the season well, Satori had the injury and just hasn't been quite as good since coming back from the injury.
Well, poor kick by Satori. Gave Roos no chance at all. Hard at centre wing. Centering kick, good looking kick. Ingerson's his target. Rouvray from the side. Terrific grab. Modra in the goal square. Rouvray hooks it towards him. He's in the box seat. Modra, one-hander.
Yes, you've got to play that. Great mark. Bringing it down, taking it on the second attempt behind. You cannot criticise the full-back. He was in the right position, Hawking. There it is, one hand up and taking it as he's falling to ground. A great mark.
Well, sorry, Don.
Rouvray, who got that ball down, it's an interesting move. He's playing on centre wing. I don't know whether he's being actually picked up by McGregor, but they are playing wide of one another.
Just the start Adelaide and Modra would have wanted here. After being thrashed last week. He's given that a hook. And misses from 15 metres out. Wouldn't believe it, would you? 1-2 Adelaide. Fitzroy at point. So Had a couple of matches this year when he's only kicked the 1 goal against West Coast and against Hawthorn. He started the year with 13 of them on this ground. Roos very wide, looking for something. Hawking straight down the centre.
Very high kick. Wren in front, and he'll get a free kick. Sean Wren.
It's a good kick by Hawking.
Modra wants it long. It's in that direction. He works his way in front. Got his right hand to the ball. Zanotti soccers towards the boundary line. Again, Liptak keeps it in. Well, untidy initially. Bizzotto kept it into no avail. Brown back to Liptak. Pulls it across the goal face. Here's Modra. 15 metres out. Turns around. Kicks. Shocking. It bounced directly to Stretch. He comes away. Now a chance for Wine to
free
Armstrong.
Kick advantage paid.
Thanks, Don. Here's Baldwin from half-back, goes towards the wing. Anderson watches it go out of bounds.
Free kick to Stretch, but Fitzroy in control of that ball. Umpire paid advantage.
7-2 on Adelaide and 2-1 Fitzroy. Adelaide been the big shorteners here.
2-1. Not bad odds. Toss of the coin, this one for me. Hooked down behind by Wren, but directly to line. That was clever. Out to Baldwin. Picked up eventually by Boyd. Roos. Interesting kick. Goes down as effective. It comes back to him from Stretch. He lays it off to Boyd. Boyd's on the wing and kicks to half forward. In from the side. The big leap from Spawn. Couldn't control it. Behind McCarthy. Oh, well done. Gets it across to McGregor. 55 metres out. Open goal. Malloy gets back and is marked about 10 metres out.
Well, we saw earlier Rouvray getting the kick down, and now it was McGregor. And I think they are now picking up one another, and this fellow playing at centre half forward. A big job for a youngster.
Jared Malloy directly in front. That's good. Fitzroy get their first goal.
And the ball has cleared the grandstand, so there'll be a little bit of time to be added while we wait for the ball to come back in. But McCarthy did particularly well there, just managing to get that ball quickly across to McGregor. It wasn't a great kick by McGregor, but nonetheless it found a target in Malloy.
Adelaide by a point at Football Park. 1-2 to 1-1. Brown's handball. Rouvray through the centre. Armstrong. Rashido's hip and shoulder. Free kick to Armstrong. Rouvray disappointed. He's had some touches early. Armstrong.
Must have been a problem there for Satori. Had the hand up to shielding just before he took the mark.
Roos thumps it up to half forward and getting back McDermott. Sweeps it wide to Rashido, who started promisingly. He's got a paddock in front of him. Takes his time, tries to measure the kick. Ingerson caught between a couple. Barker was there. Bizzotto. Roos couldn't get down. Looked as if he might have caught one in the back. Not paid. Lip tack from Jarman. Hooks it round. Ingerson and Barker. Barker to the boundary line, out of play.
Well done by Barker.
Adelaide bench warming up. Well, we pointed out how close some of the matches have been. 3 to Adelaide and 2 to Fitzroy. In their 5 encounters to date. Wine goes to ground. Ben Hart just gets a little kick away towards the pocket. Still in play though. Stretch, who played a fair bit of footy here at West Torrens. A sweeping handball, not bad either to Ross Line, who goes away wide.
Outnumbered 3-2 Fitzroy. They'll need to go here. Spawn did nicely. The 2 works out well for them. Zanotti goes down towards right half forward. Back comes Anderson. Close to the boundary line, Anderson. Keeps it in. Well played, Jamison. Precision football. Maynard. Hand passes back to Jamison. He hugs the boundary line. Poor kick. Zanotti.
And Pittman off. Pittman was playing across half forward. He's been replaced by Wiedemann.
And the man he was marking, Satori, bobs up immediately. Plays on to Roos, but the ball will come back.
Hart's got the job on Roos. Started with Jarman and Roos as direct opponents.
Now to Wind. Inside the 50. Big leap at the back by Jamison. This is Johnson. Pulls it back. Malloy leads in the race. Close to the boundary line. Throws it on the boot. Right across the face. McDermott.
There's an player down behind. It's Wellman.
McDermott towards half back. Could have been pushing the back to Hart.
And he doesn't look too good, Wellman. He's in the hands of one trainer. There's another one running out. But he seems a little dazed. Tried to get up. There he is.
No free kick for Hart. Boundary throw in.
Left half forward for the Lions, trailing by just a point. Handball by Lyon. Chance for Baldwin, should kick a goal. The left foot gives it a hook, doesn't quite get there. Big fly by McCarthy, trying to go off the ground. Jamison gets a free kick for a leg.
This is ridiculous. They've got to get Wellman off the ground. He has stumbled twice in an effort to make position where he is there now, and he's picked himself up twice. They've just got to get him off.
He's in the back pocket, being attended to as Maynard goes long and wide. Look towards Rouvray, went through his fingers, lip tack. Good take there, and around the corner, Baldwin towards Wine. Tapped onto Armstrong, sweeps out a handball. Kieran Spawn outside 50, centering kick. But McDermott, the second time he's been able to chip in. Wants to go on with it with Malloy to Anderson. Wide now to Hart. You get the feeling that it's a shaky old start by the Crows here.
Yes, Fitzroy looking better. Mail was pushed in the back. They're ready to kick it towards the blue.
Coming off the ground now.
Mail centres this one, ill-directed, stretch on his chest, thought about going, holds up.
Turner, the player about to come on for Adelaide.
There goes Stretch down towards half forward, good kick, finding some space, Malloy to Lyon. Lyon pulls it back towards the middle, the intent was good, the delivery not so good. Jarman tidies up nicely to Jamison, measures the kick towards the outer side. Rouvray, rebound opportunity here for the Crows, around the outer side they come. Hart goes long down towards half forward, lip tack from behind, knocked it forward, in goes Wine with courage, and again, and he's getting a free kick. Little Trojan, Jimmy Wine at half-back, chips it out wide. Satori, both sides having their problems, getting back to man up. Up goes Lyon. McDermott, great courage. Well done again, it comes to Anderson from Jarman, who got it from Maynard. This is Rashudo through the middle, Modra! Classic football. So Modra, his fifth possession, has got just one goal, controversial as it was. Last week, didn't have a possession in the first or third terms.
Well, the beauty of that bit of play was that Rashudo took the ball on the run and kept going at 100 miles an hour and delivered it with pinpoint accuracy. That was terrific by Rashudo.
So the man with the cult following, akin to a rock and roll star in Adelaide, puts it through.
Second Modra. Good play in midfield. They're noted for their handball, Adelaide. McDermott in there, the quick hands, 1, 2, 3. Well taken by Rashudo. Top speed, delivers that ball so well.
Modra, 2 early goals. Rashudo on fire. It's Adelaide 2-2 to 1-1. Out of the centre, Ben Hart, Wiedemann, who came on early, McDermott out wide. Here's Rashudo again. Sixth kick coming up, and a couple of them have been telling. Modra the target, can't quite get there this time, and Barker in the front spot. Very short, gets to Ross Lyon at centre half back. Going to go wide and then decides against it, goes straight down the corridor, dangerous kick. McGregor one hand, Jarman unable to, a free kick to McGregor. Armstrong looked as if he was going to be in possession anyway. McGregor goes wide. Malloy, who's kicked the goal for Fitzroy. Baldwin back to Stretch to Armstrong, very good handball inside to Baldwin. Kick to Johnson,
that was good.
Excellent, wasn't it?
My word, he spotted Johnson. That was a deliberate kick. Very well done.
So the two kids are playing on one another. Johnson with 4 AFL games against his name, and Mayo playing in his first. He kicked a couple of goals last week against St Kilda. Gives that a big hook.
Maybe just a little bit too far for Chris. He went for that extra little bit of distance and consequently hooked it.
Maynard gets it short.
Rodney Maynard goes to the opposite pocket. Hart, who's been good, takes the mark, plays on. Maynard, 2 needed to be precise. It wasn't. Pushed across the boundary line by McGregor as we go down to Knuckles.
Yeah, not a serious one for young Wellman. It's just a slight leg injury. He'll be okay if he's needed.
Boundary throw in out his side. Fitzroy props in front, hooks it behind. McDermott takes it. Jarman, oh clever. Maynard, Anderson storming away from half-back, kicking towards half-forward. Ingerson needs to pick it up cleanly, missed it. Armstrong, Baldwin's there too. Seakamp goes in. There's going to be a free kick, and it's going to Wiedemann. Wiedemann, about 65 metres from goal. Modra wants it long. It's set up above Hawking, but too short. Modra spoils. It falls to McGuinness. Open goal. It could bounce through. The Crows get their third. McGuinness gets his first. And the lead now is out to 13 points.
Well, he put himself right at the base of this pack, Tony McGuinness. One goal last week, but there he is right in front. Well done by Modra too, because he was caught behind. He knew he didn't have much to do as far as the mark went, but he brought it down. Good team play by those two.
Adelaide stretches its lead now to 3-2 to 1-1. McGuinness and Modra the goal scorers. Satori out of the centre. Wren runs into him. Free kick to Fitzroy. Satori has had some touches early. To Spawn. Gets around Jarman. Runs through the centre with a second bounce. Then goes towards full forward. Malloy getting back Johnson. A crunch there. Wren good take. The handball to Mail. Mail's kick up towards centre wing. Wiedemann. Armstrong with him and also Seakamp. They all missed it. Liptak able to take it. Satori made a mess of it in the end. Just caught out. Gets back. Shouldn't panic. Should give the handball to Wind, who's running with McGuinness. Wind's handball over the top to Stretch. We want to hurry up now. The handball missed everything. Holding the footy. No.
Really, it did sell. Stephen Stretch did sell his teammate into trouble on that occasion.
Well, Sport's got to make an attempt, and he didn't. What's this? Just puts his hands...
Well, the ball was held to him.
Okay.
Satori, Ingerson at the back. Brown to full forward. Modra and Hawking. Now Wigney. Quick hands, McGuinness. Behind. So McGuinness with 1-2 in the opening term. And Fitzroy have got to hold firm now because they went with Adelaide for 15 minutes. And you get the feeling that the Crows are starting to wind up at 3-3 to 1-1.
Simon Hawking, good kick, straight down the middle. Satori up in front, fisted away from behind there by Ingerson. McDermott gets it to Liptak, who stabs towards goal and hit the post. Liptak is proving lively. He's an important player for them. That was borne out in the finals last season. So far tonight, 7 possessions. Most of them from memory close to the boundary line. That one right in the middle. And the kick marginally offline. Some indecision from Hawking. Goes for distance again. Straight down the middle. Jarman, uncontested on the 50.
It's an obvious point, Dennis. There's been 3 kick-outs and they've all gone straight down the centre. He's not interested in going wide.
Andrew Jarman, 30 possessions last Sunday in a losing cause. It'll take a pretty good kick from here. The breeze not a factor. Drives it for distance. They'll contest about a metre out. In fact, it may have cleared the pack. No, fingertips to it right on the line. And to behind. Exasperation from the Crows fans.
Big kick by Jarman. Put everything into it. And accuracy was also with him. Just didn't have the carry.
See the dilemma facing Hawking, can't you?
Exasperation.
Where to, he says.
And goes long again up to the same position.
Satori outnumbered. Rouvray was there. Armstrong rode it beautifully to Lyon. Lyon up towards Roos at half forward. Good mark, hard against him. Roos inside to Lyon. Has to accelerate away from Hart. Goes with a left footer. Nice take by McCarthy. Malloy's handball to Spawn. Should kick a goal. Misses everything. Well, it's a behind, but it was a very poor attempt.
Good build-up, though. Just execution or the finishing off by Spawn. Admittedly, he's not a natural left footer. Players nowadays should be adept at both sides.
Jamison short and gets Maynard at centre half back.
Rodney Maynard back after injury. Short Prosciutto allowed to play his own game tonight, and I think that's healthy from Adelaide's point of view. This is Turner. Turner down towards half forward. Ingerson comes on the lead. That's better. Ingerson by a hand to Wren. Set him a task. He's in trouble. Knocks it on cleverly. Brown close to the boundary line. Pulls it down towards the pocket. Modra goes back. Needs it to set. Tries to soccer it towards the goal square. Zanotti nicely done. Weaving through. This is Barker. Right half back. Clears the zone towards the outer side. Satori takes the mark. Feeds it inside. Armstrong has been very good so far. His 13th possession. What a good mark by young Johnson. In front of Mail. Called on his experience there. Here's Roos. Pulls it back to the middle. In front, McCarthy. Fisted away by the defender. In goes Roos. McDermott hasn't got it. Armstrong dives on top of it. Free kick to the Crow.
Comes wide as he's done 3 times tonight. Jamison. Looking for Maynard. Bit too far for him. Spawn happy to see it run out. So the Crows are leading 23-8. Modra's got 2 and McGuinness 1. Maynard back after breaking his arm in Sydney. In a bad place, the Sydney Cricket Ground, for serious injuries for the Crows in the last 2 years. Satori won the tap straight to lip tap. Is that a throw?
That's what he said.
So Maynard's got to bring it back to Barker, the 19-year-old from Northern Knights, same club as young Johnson. Armstrong yet again to stretch, who loves a run. To centre half forward. Oh, McGregor. It was an important ball because it was Crows all the way if he missed it. Now the build-up. McDermott got it from Maynard to Anderson. Stopped them. Prompt McGuinness. This is when they're dangerous. On the run. Modra wants it at centre half forward. He goes there. Big fly. Oh, well played, Modra. Winging it down to Whitney. Whitney with a high ball. Not a good one, though. A wasted effort. Modra's footy there. Excellent.
Pizzotto still in the back pocket. McDermott 10 possessions. Pizzotto to wind. Whoops. Still ample time. Zanotti. Well, they've gone a long way around here. Zanotti hugs the boundary line with a kick. Rouvray missed it. McGregor didn't have it. Well done, McGregor. Kicks down towards half forward. Malloy is there. Turner worked his way in front. Now a chance for Roos inside the 50.
Well done.
Hurried kick. Threw it on the boot. McCarthy comes out. Knocked away. Recovers on the ground. This is Boyd. 40 metres out. Brad Boyd on the siren. I think he's missed. He has to the right-hand side of a high. Quarter time at Football Park. And the Crows lead. That man has 2 goals, 2 of their 3. They're 3-5. They lead Fitzroy 1-3.
Quarter time at Football Park. The Crows by 14 points. Mondra with a couple of goals. McGuinness one. Malloy the goal scorer for Fitzroy. It's 3-5 to 1-3. Neil Curley, not a bad start by the Crows, and you just wonder where Fitzroy's going to get its firepower from.
Well, the Crows have certainly started a lot harder this week than they did last week. Mind you, you have to look at the quality of the opposition, but a lot more direct at the ball, a lot harder at the ball, and a lot better with their movement through midfield. Jarman in particular has put up a couple of beautiful handballs. It's created the run down to the forward line where Mondra has been pretty active. I see Ruse as the keys to this football lineup. He's got a free licence to roam. Hart's picking him up now, and we'll do the job for the remainder of the game, I feel. But Fitzroy are fiddling too much in the back lines. They're chipping short, they're trying to draw players, they're trying to run with that type of football, and then when they come out towards the centre area, they're struggling then to find a key player to kick to, and their game plan to me just seems to be a little bit out for night footy.
Thanks for that, Neil Curley, on the boundary line. As we take a look at that opening goal tonight, which certainly looked to be touched by Zanotti. Now here's Mondra, and watch Zanotti, definitely got his fingers to it. It deflected completely, the ball, and was given a goal to Mondra. So a good break, a lucky break there for the Crows in the opening few minutes as Don Scott takes a look at this Mitsubishi Motors match stats.
Well, as far as possessions go, they're reasonably even. I thought the Crows might have held sway in that department, but obviously they're going a lot longer with their kicks. They do handball a lot, the Crows, but they're down today. They had an incredible number. In fact, they handball more than any other side in the competition, but down to 34 for that quarter.
What if it's less than a goal at the end? Controversy will continue to dog these two clubs.
Crow fans in full voice now. What a great setting it is here to start the second quarter. Full house. Warmish evening.
Oh, come on.
Jarman.
Oh, Jarman, what did he do? Oh, umpire, you're right there.
Seacamp tries to go through. Wine tried to go off the ground. Lyon was with him. McGregor forces it forward. Malloy's handball good. Armstrong outside 50 goes for goal. Great looking kick. Mayo gets back in his first game for the Crows and takes the mark. Remembering he hasn't played for 3 weeks in the local competition either. Has to come back and kick it over, the umpire says.
There was a bit of a lack of cohesion there because the two guys starting in the square, McCarthy and Johnson, led, and Armstrong just went long.
Ben Hart had 6 kicks in the opening quarter. Wide, looking towards Maynard. Spawn getting back and spoil effective and out of play at centre wing. Adelaide leading by 14 points at quarter time.
Matthew Armstrong, 15 possessions to the moment. Quite outstanding. Satori and Wren. Oh, well done by Wren to McGuinness to Rashudo. He's been very busy. Back to McGuinness. How the heck did he get through there? Kicks it down towards half forward. Barker goes up. Ingerson knocked it away. Lip tag. There's going to be a free kick.
No, he's been very impressive. His 6th game of AFL football. And the Northern Knights have produced a few from that squad of last year. They played off in the final too.
Barker, a very high kick towards the outer side wing. Good mark, Satori. Body to body with Rennan, beat him. Lays it off. Around the outer side they come. Then as the kick comes down towards half forward, and Malloy just tracks it across the boundary line, it will be thrown in. Ruse kicking that ball towards half forward. And obviously, again, a big quarter for him. We'll see Fitzroy in a bit of position at half-time. Lyon pulls it back towards the middle. Rouvray on his chest, breaks away. Kicks towards half-forward. Over the top, Barker knocked it away from Ingerson. Bisotto went down. Liptak's over the ball now. Flicks it out. Heard the voice of Jarman. Somehow manages to get the kick through. Brilliantly picked up by Wigney. Across to Wiedemann. Had to stop. Made it hard. And as a result, the kick sneaks through for a behind. Had the hand pass hit him in stride, one senses that should have been a goal.
Hawking comes wide. Ruse and Barker, 2 targets. Barker big fly, Ruse at the back. Oh, poor handball. Zanotti. Ruse missing the target. Zanotti on the run. Could have been a break for the Lions. Doesn't miss too many matches, Zanotti. He's been most consistent. Sartori, who's had plenty of touches. It's a goal kicker at Carlton. Went to Fitzroy with that sort of reputation, running in the ruck these days. To centre half forward. Front spot was Anderson. Armstrong, as Dennis told us, 15 possessions off the ground towards the pocket. Jamison back there with McCarthy. A couple of athletic types. Georgie completely collected there. Jamison by Ross Lyon.
Missed him.
And
straight over the top.
Not for lack of trying.
Free kick. Here's danger. Chris Johnson, good job, but terrific mark by Maynard. It held that very well. And here's Lyon.
Missed him.
Mail goes short. Ingerson's first real touch to Brown. To centre half forward. Sartori gets back. They had numbers. Fitzroy swings it out wide. This is where Zanotti loves it to run away.
Sartori is doing very well. Zanotti out wide. Lyon's got it. Right half forward. Intelligent kick. He pulls it back. Malloy's up in front. McCarthy was there. Pissed it away. Anderson. McGuinness now accelerates from half back. Chip pass towards the wing. Armstrong made it interesting, or was it Seacamp? It was Seacamp bearing down on Wren. Armstrong opted out of the contest but finished up with it and goes to Johnson. And Johnson can go back and have a shot here.
Now Johnson's playing right in the goal square alongside McCarthy, and it's McCarthy who's offering the leads, and Johnson quite content to stay in that goal square. On that occasion he did lead out and finish up with the ball.
McCarthy and Malloy both in the goal square, starting their movement generally from that area. Johnson's kick is good. It's a goal. His first, Fitzroy's second, and they get closer.
Was a great goal from that youngster from a long way out. He's made his name as a real goal sneak in the grand final last year in the under-18 competition. Great play there by Seacamp. Kicked 7 goals, and I think those 7 goals came in the second half, playing on the half-forward flank that day.
(3-6-2-3). Johnson's long goal. Jarman out of the centre, missed by Ingerson. Barker, punch forward. Over the top of it, lip tack with Brown. Wines handball. Baldwin goes off the ground. Roos tries to trap it. Did very well. Sold a bit of a dummy. Then kicked it left foot under pressure. Spawn outnumbered. Good job that time. Brought it to ground. Wren's little toe poke to McDermott. Back to Anderson. And what's happened here? Free kick going against the Crows. Against McDermott, I think it might have been. And to Spawn at centre wing.
Crows are getting a lot of numbers around the fall of the ball.
Boyd, whose form's tapered off a bit. He hasn't kicked a goal since the State of Origin.
They really know what he's capable of, Bruce, after that state game, actually.
From 60 metres, Boyd goes to full forward. Johnson's there, got a little shove. Mark paid to Mail. They're having an interesting duel, the two teenagers. As Mail goes out wide, gets to Rouvray, had a little bit of a stumble. Then short to Maynard, who's just run himself back into AFL football very quickly. Wiedemann takes the mark in the centre square. Adelaide leading by 9 points in a low-scoring game on a perfect night here at Football Park.
Squares the ball. Anderson needs to go and does over the top. Nice mark. Hits the ground running. Kicks inside the 50. Ill-directed. And Barker goes back. Easy mark. Barker to Zanotti. He's at right half back. Good speed. Seacamp. Stretch now from half back. High kick. Flooding down towards half forward. Over the top was Maynard. This is Anderson. Nicely worked. Rashudo. Hart towards half forward. They rebound it quickly. Wren to Brown. He runs inside the 50. It'll take a good kick from here. My word, it's on line. Off Whitney's hand and pushed across the line by Bizzotto. Just in the nick of time.
Well, they're very unlucky not to be paid the free kick down the ground. That strong push by Stretch on Brown just as he got rid of the ball. Lucky not to be penalised, Fitzroy.
Straight down the centre this time, Hawking as he did in the opening term. Roos the fly, Wren in the front spot. Mark paid.
Now, not one of those has come off for Fitzroy, Bruce. You think they'd vary it a little bit.
Anderson takes it off. Wren goes to full forward. Modra sets himself. Good effort by Sartori. He's played very well tonight. Comes out wide. Wiedemann in the front spot. Boyd at the back. Boyd's handball on the up was good to Wine. Wine has to hurry with a kick into the centre square. Roos, good mark against Jarman. Held up, sorry.
Baldwin's way out left. He spotted him now.
Directs it there. Rashudo coming in late. Baldwin's got it about 70 metres out. McCarthy's quick lead. Gets him, I think. Oh, McCarthy should have taken it, and now makes the fatal error of allowing Jamieson to run away. So a bad turnover there for Fitzroy as Jamieson kicks it back in the Roos direction. He's getting some touches. Baldwin inside to Armstrong. Armstrong round his body with a high ball. Malloy getting into the best position and takes the mark in front of Turner. Too far out, you would think. He's a goal scorer though, Malloy. He's kicked 10 so far this season. He's only just turned 18. And this would bring Fitzroy to within 4 points. High and long, wasn't it? A good kick, getting back Wren, punching it out. Did Mail? No, it came off Wren, I'm sure. And it'll be a throw-in in the pocket.
Right full forward. Quickly thrown in. Wren needs to get back and does. Hooks it across the goal face. Hart was taken high just as well for the Crows. He storms away. Rashudo sweeps it out wide. It's as if he's never been away, Maynard. He runs up towards the middle. Has had his bounce. Not a particularly good kick. It's a floater down towards half forward. It bounces for Adelaide. Comes to Brown, to Wiedemann. Miller's in the clear as Whitney. He can take it and go. He runs into an open goal. He's hit the post. Could have gone another 15 metres.
It's a let-off for Fitzroy. But Rashudo is terrific with his hands. It's twice he's hit someone in midfield in that square with the left hand. Normally a right-handed player, but great skill, Rashudo.
Hawking, Roos, big fly, big mark. Terrific grab by the Fitzroy skipper. To Zanotti. Fitzroy certainly still in this game. Adelaide at 3-8 to 2-3. Armstrong. Long. Johnson the target. Mail, good mark. He's a promising young colt, this fellow.
It was a good mark, Bruce, because he offered the lead, then propped. And Mail just cannoned straight into his back, and he was able to hold his ground. It was a good effort.
It's already kicked a goal. This one an easier shot, only from 40 metres out, straight in front. Good looking kick by the youngster. He's got it. So Johnson and Malloy, a couple of teenagers, have got the goals for Fitzroy, and they're certainly still in this at 3-8 to 3-3.
And it's Roos. This is where the lead-up started. Zanotti and Armstrong's kick. He had an earlier one, just a little earlier to McCarthy. Decided to go against him, but spots Johnson.
Only 5 points the difference. Paul Roos now 13 possessions, and that inspiring mark in front of the members, leading to the goal from Johnson. He has 2 of them. Graham Corns looking anxious. A lot riding on this one tonight. Stretch out wide. Baldwin didn't have to break stride. What about the Shepherd behind? Some strong work there. Bounces off the chest of McCarthy. Flicks it behind the pack. Over the ball, Anderson missed it. Liptak didn't. Gets it to Wiedemann. Chips it out wide. Rouvray goes to Brown. Adelaide start to roll. Brown towards half forward. Poor kick. Barker goes back.
Surprising moves by Fitzroy. That one there also by Baldwin was one earlier where McCarthy has let them down on 2 occasions. The guy's running well from down the field. McCarthy's got to take those marks.
Brown penalised for holding the ball. Boyd will get the free kick. Boyd squares it. Fitzroy having their moment now. Dominating play. McGregor pumps it back in again. Off hands. McCarthy back to goal. Turns 45 metres out. Low trajectory is good. Fitzroy in front.
It's not as if McCarthy's not capable of taking those marks that I mentioned earlier. He's a very capable footballer, as was evidenced by that goal there, the way he attacked the ball. The way he got himself out of trouble. Look at the way he just gets out of trouble there. Terrific goal by McCarthy, and he's capable of taking those marks coming from down the field. That's his first for the night.
Fitzroy have kicked the 3 goals in this quarter so far. Lead by a point. First time they've been in front all night. deep into the second term. Rouvray's long one. Modra and Hawking over the back to Wigney. Free kick to
I was glad the umpire picked that out then, because that definitely was against Modra.
Hawking goes wide. Satori, he finds him too. Satori's also had a lot of touches. Roos 13, Armstrong 18, and Satori now 14. Up towards centre wing. Malloy one-handed. Baldwin, or rather Bizzotto. Now Boyd, back to Lyon. As Dennis said, Fitzroy having its moment here.
Rossi, too far.
It's a terrible mistake, isn't it? It's almost unforgivable in that situation when Fitzroy is streaming to goal.
There was nothing offering down the ground, Bruce. That's why he was a little undecided.
Anderson to Liptak. Crows a point behind. Liptak at centre wing. Remember the rivalry between these two clubs. Wren had a couple of goes. Satori terrific again. To Jim Wine, not terrific that one. Out of bounds on the full. Should have done a bit better. Wellman getting ready to come back on. As Neil Curley said, nothing serious there. And Turner coming off for the Crows.
There goes the kick inside the 50. And out in front, Wigney takes this mark in the right full forward pocket.
A lot of speed shown by Wigney getting away from Zanotti. Showed a lot of promise, Wigney, when he first came from Leongatha to Footscray. I think he made the state team when he was at Footscray, but then as a centre-half back, if my memory serves me correctly, then form was found wanting for quite a while. Went to Sydney, Sturt, and now finds himself with the Crows.
A couple of serious injuries along the way as well, and the kick causing the goal umpire no serious concern. Out of bounds on the full, looks to the heavens. 3-8-4-3. Fitzroy lead by a solitary point. And haven't these two sides had some dogfights? Stretch out of defence, goes to the outer side. High kick, Wren goes up. Good mark. Generally it's been Satori who's been the master, not that time. Sean Wren. Short to Wiedemann. On the line of the centre square, down towards half forward. Brown, 55 metres out from goal, pumps it long. Modra, tailor-made, got hands to it, couldn't hang on. Zanotti pushes it across the boundary line.
Actually, it was a great effort by Hawking. I'm most impressed with him. He's prepared to put himself in front, and Modra does like someone to put themselves in front because he can come with his leap over the back.
But Hawking's not afraid to go back either, knowing what's coming.
He's all right.
Ingerson back towards Brown, still with Brown, punches it forward. Armstrong is running with Jarman at the moment, or vice versa. And out of bounds in the left forward pocket. The Crows trailing by a point. Turner off the ground. Came on when Wellman was slightly injured in the opening term. Crows needing a goal. They haven't had one in this second term. Free kick against Ingerson to Barker.
Well,
is it?
was
No,
very
it's coming
definite.
the other way. Is it to Ingerson?
Yes, he was very definite. And who would have picked this turnaround at quarter time? The Crows were doing so well in that first quarter. It just looked a matter of how far.
Gee, Wigney's getting the free kick. What for?
Must have been that last push.
Oh.
That's ridiculous. Was not touched in that boundary throw.
Stretch hardly got near him. He's kicked the goal.
Might have been the wrong fella.
Well, Fitzroy supporters back in Melbourne must be saying, oh no, not again. Modra's goal in the first 5 minutes, and that one for Wigney.
Well, we've got the replay. We'll watch this on replay. There was the free kick to Stretch, and umpire quite correct. Quite a bit of feeling now behind play.
Didn't there was much in that?
Well, he did hold him by the jumper before he went. You're not allowed to hold.
So the Crows lead by 5 points. Well, the hanging on was very early and very slight. There goes Rouvray. High kick down towards half forward. Back with courage, Zanotti. Got an awkward bounce. Ingerson. McGuinness confronted. Gets the hand pass away. Brilliantly half volleyed by Liptak. Great control to Ingerson. Deserves a goal, but the kick's a shocker. And bounces out of bounds in the pocket. That was hot stuff by Liptak.
He hits the ball well, Liptak, for a little fellow.
And in the heat of battle, 3 men bearing down on him. Controlled it well and then got it off superbly. Ingerson in front, hooks it behind. Lyon down to Wind. Kicks to midfield. They come from all directions. Anderson got a fist on it. Fitzroy has been superb. Comes away. 16th possession. Inside the 50. Getting back is Jamison. Nicely done. Arches the back. Breaks free. McDermott on the other side settles. Pops it over the top. Wind will need to go, and he did. That was terrific work to knock it away from the big man. McGuinness to Wellman.
Centre wing, hugging the boundary line, and not successfully out on the fall.
The thing about Wind, Dennis, he had to go for Satori a long way in front of Wren. Should have been a little closer to Wren. But Wind did go, as you called it, but then there was a second effort where he laid the tackle on McGuinness.
Line inside to Barker. Barker to half forward. Satori again, winning another kick towards full forward. That with a big hook and out on the fall, is it? Or just, yes, right on the, just outside the line. So Mail to take the free kick for the Crows. Goes in short. Jamison's looked good in his comeback game tonight. It's a class act.
Crows have got numbers up around their back line because Seacamp's a loose man around midfield and now going back to half back.
Wellman to Anderson to McGuinness. Good tackle on him. Zanotti still in play at centre wing. Wiedemann, high tackle the first one. Gets a free kick against Boyd.
Spawn coming off for Fitzroy and coming on Jeremy Gard.
Maynard gets it from Wiedemann. Has Hart running. Uses him now. And provides a good shepherd. Hart out wide to Jarman. Seacamp with the pace.
It was terrific, Seacamp.
Swings out the handball. Guard who's just come on, as Don said, to centre wing. Armstrong.
Free kick.
Well played by Jamison, wasn't it?
Should have been free kick then. Ryan Shan, the umpire, on the spot. Jamison putting the arm over the shoulder.
Right in front of the 7 Sport broadcast box here as Lyon wins the tap. Wine versus McGuinness. Rasciuto, or rather Wren to Wiedemann to Rasciuto, to Jamison to Anderson.
Maynard. Rasciuto having a good night tonight. Oh, Anderson shepherded out by umpire Sheehan. Still got the ball, well played. Rasciuto kicks inside the 50. Modra has got 2. Has marked about 35 metres from goal.
Rasciuto's playing well across half back. Shot the first handball up, followed it up, another long pass. That was a 45-metre pass. That's the second one he's given to Modra. And doesn't he deliver the ball? A little awkward in his disposal, Rasciuto, but it certainly does find its mark.
Tony Modra at his 3rd, playing his 39th game. 4 times he's kicked 10 goals or more. 21 goals in 4 games against the Lions. Starts at goalwood, ends back nicely. Free for Modra.
Starting from half back, that man I called earlier, Rasciuto. Here it is. Look, lands the first one and then follows it on and will finish up with it again. Great effort.
Crows by 11 points, 5-8, 4-3. Modra's got 3. Lyon out of the centre. Pittman's come on for Wigney. A change for the Crows. Ross Lyon wide. Rasciuto chasing. He's had 8 kicks and 7 handballs, Rasciuto. And a couple down to Modra have resulted in goals to the Crows. It's been terrific, hasn't he?
Pittman on the ball too. And Wren has gone down in the forward pocket having a rest.
Lyon. Ruse. Off one leg, not a particularly good kick. Maynard getting back. Malloy, Guard, and also Jamison. Jamison looking for a free kick, gets it.
And the influence of Maynard, Bruce, I think is very important. He's very stable back there, isn't he? Unflappable in defence. His whole defence looks better.
Well, they had a number of, I think, 4 players who played less than 20 games between them last week in defence against Hawthorn. Ruse. Second effort off the ground by Brown. Ruse again. Pittman just held it up for the moment. Quick kick away by Brown. Lip tap, couldn't quite hold it. Goes to ground. Bizzotto with him. Scoops it through the legs. And no free kick against him, and it'll be out of bounds.
Lucky not to give away a free kick then.
The Crows lead by 11 points, running down to half-time here at Football Park. Satori flicks it behind. Lyon went to ground, thought he was tripped, he'll get the free kick. Montana would have been happy with that throw, and now he's having words to the umpire, Chris McDermott.
Mustn't be abusive language. He must be controlling himself, Chris, because you can get reported for abusive language.
Well,
certainly giving the umpire an earful, but he's giving him an earful, Dennis.
Could have been complimentary. Like a great poker player. Anderson gets it to Wellman. The hand pass over the top. McGuinness, he's at right half back. Checks. McDermott, who stopped talking, will kick it around the outer side, down towards the wing. He'll direct it. He'll start talking to himself after that kick. Satori's got it. Away to Stretch. Stretch sends it back in. It's a high kick down towards the 50. Jamison in from the side.
Look at the free kick behind play. And he's picked that out. Yes, he's picked it out, Brian Sheehan. He'll get 50 metres, David.
Well, they're a talkative crowd, these Crows.
Oh, he was going for his book too.
McGraw. He almost went for the book. But listen to the crowd. Wine's got the ball. He kicks from about 40 metres out. Way off target towards the pocket. Malloy upended, close to the line. Mail gets through, pushes it across. Doesn't it always? So behind to the Lions. And the crowd right in this game now.
Roaring, aren't they? 4-4 to 5-8. Jamison very short. Josh Mail, first game from North Adelaide for the Crows. Brown, they've kicked it twice and gained about 30 metres. Umpire Sheehan running in just to let Brown know. Hasn't kicked a goal in his last 3 matches, Brown. Normally a goal-kicking forward pocket rover. Here's Wellman. Oh, danger.
Oh, it could have gone to Fitzroy players.
McCarthy might get a second chance. No free kick to Maynard. Chance here for Malloy. Back to Zanotti. Snapshot misses behind. Crow fans are screaming here.
Well, Fitzroy, there were 2 Fitzroy players that really weren't committed when Maynard went down.
Oh.
Looks a free kick on the replay. Look, one in real life as Mail gets it again and goes short.
It does indeed. This is Anderson. Put these two sides together and what do you get? Bad chemistry. Bad karma at Football Park again, but it's good to watch. Anderson around the outer side, up in front Pittman. Brown close to the line. Wine slides in there. It's out of bounds, so the clock down to 1:42 and stopped approaching half-time. 5-8, 4-5. Not pretty, but very, very competitive. In front, Satori wrestled to the ground. Umpire Scott again quick on the scene. Satori's got the ball on the outer side, playing a blinder at the present time. Dogged by injury. Good to see him back and playing well. Wellman, strong mark. McDermott to Hart. Around the outer side he goes. Little short one to Brown. He turns. Away he goes around the outer side. Has had a bounce. Kicks inside the 50. Here comes Modra. He's got it right on the 50.
He is very quick, Modra. Exceptional. I should say fast. There's a difference between quick and fast.
He just cruises and suddenly accelerates. He's like a coiled cobra. Here's Modra from right on the 50. Long kick. They'll contest a couple of metres out. Stretch had the right idea. Thumps it through for a behind.
Difference between he and Dunstall. Dunstall is exceptionally quick over the first couple of yards, whereas Modra is fast.
Thanks, Don.
Well, there is a difference, boys.
Hawking. McGregor the target. Good mark. Jarman in late. Quiet second turn for Andrew Jarman after he started very well in the opening quarter. McGregor's going to go inside. Satori's having a terrific match. Linking up to Stretch to Wine as Fitzroy go forward. Malloy there with Jamison, who's been the outstanding defender for the Crows. To Hart, that's if you consider Rashuto in midfield, because he too has been quite brilliant. Here's McDermott. He's only missed 1 match, McDermott, in the 76th the club's played. It's not a bad effort. He's carried a few injuries. Ingerson, centre half forward, Hawking front spot, good grab, not paid. Liptak to run it through. It's rolling, it's a goal. Liptak's first goal, and the Fitzroy fans won't like it. Hawking looked to have a fair grab at it.
Well, I would have paid the mark
Craig, initially I thought the mark to Hawking was in front of Modra and controlled the ball. Oh, maybe not, because as it was going to ground, it came off Liptak. So again, the umpire paying the right decision.
So the Crows lead as the siren sounds at half-time. Talk about good timing for them. Liptak on the siren to give them the handy break. They led by 14 points at quarter time. Their lead is 16 points at the long break. Modra's got 3 goals. McGuinness, Whitney and Liptak the others. And Johnson's got a couple with Malloy and McCarthy. And at half-time, it's Adelaide 6-9 to Fitzroy 4-5. I think I'm crossing to Don comes in for the second row. It's Jared. Yeah. Jared, are you there, mate?
G'day, mate. How are you?
Oh, good. You've had a day, Snoop.
Oh, it's been unbelievable, hasn't it?
Mate, you must have brought them a bit of luck, son. They were well down.
It's been a victory for football. The national competition's alive and kicking, mate.
Good response up there?
Unbelievable. I'll tell you who's big up here.
Who?
The Bondi Spy is huge.
Good on you, Snooper.
I'll tell you what, I went through the social club. Can you see it in the background?
Yeah.
It is chock-a-block, and 20 people have said, who is the Bondi Spy? It's going well.
Snooper, good on you. Mate, Crows 6-9 to 4-5 here, but a bit of a struggle.
Both sides struggling?
Yeah, they are. It's one of those that I think quality opposition might have pinched a break on whoever's. But Modra's kicked 3.
Crows will win by half a dozen.
They should.
Yeah.
Now, we've got a bit of a summary. Now, who's the interview with, mate? Ashcroft?
Well, I don't know anything about an interview.
Can I check with Greg that there is an interview with Marcus Ashcroft? Matthew, yeah.
I don't know.
I'll throw to it if there is, Snoop. I think he's...
Ashcroft.
There is?
Just checking.
So can you give me the format? I thought I was just summarising and that's
a bit of a summary over some highlights. I can work in and out of you if you like.
Okay.
Then we get your Sportswell votes.
I've got Peter McKenna's votes here.
Yeah, whose are they, mate?
3 to Ashcroft.
Ashcroft, yeah.
Champion, 2.
Yep.
Matthew Kennedy, 1.
Yep. And then, is it the Matthew Campbell interview, Greg?
And yes, there's a Toyota up the draft too during the motorcade of the basketballers just before the start of the main game tonight. You see the sign that's displayed on the Toyotas. If you did, you can enter it your favourite sip and say down with, ask for Hardy Wines, and you could win the Toyota. Call to sip and say down with now and obtain your entry for that magnificent Toyota motor vehicle.
Crows 3-4 in the second term, 3-2 to the Lions. Modra's got 3 to half-time, and that late goal by Liptak on the siren gives Adelaide a 16-point lead at 6-9 to 4-5. So pretty close here. Earlier today, Brisbane over North Melbourne. They gave them a 5-goal start at quarter time and ended up winning by 27 points. Jared Healy's at the Gabba at the moment. A terrific response too, Jared, to the Brisbane win.
Oh, certainly, Bruce. I've been over in the social club, actually, and it is no doubt one of the most memorable victories that the Bears have had here at the Gabba, and really has given credibility to the national competition, with the Sydney Swans being a far more competitive unit, as we saw on Friday night. And this big victory, second bottom versus second top, against North Melbourne, really has shown that the Brisbane Bears are a team to be concerned about. I think the heat is a big factor here, Bruce, and I think in the next couple of years the Gabba ground will be considered one of the most difficult grounds to play on. There's probably a 10-degree difference here. It was 27 degrees here today, and you could see the likes of Stevens and Rock, who were terrific players in the first half, really just run out of legs. And North Melbourne, where they were dominant in the first half in the middle of the ground, just fell away. And it was the likes of young Scott for the Brisbane Bears and Lappin on the wing, who really showed the courage of their convictions, and said that the Brisbane Bears aren't going to be embarrassed again this season, and I think that they will go on from here.
What about the recruits? There's been a lot talked about them. I know that Lambert was injured, but the other high-priced recruits today for Brisbane.
Well, I guess that was one of the more memorable things about this victory, that they did it without the likes of Starcevic. He only had 3 possessions. I believe he tore a hamstring, but as we probably all know in Melbourne, he has struggled since coming to Brisbane. Perhaps there's a bit of a spell for him in the quaffle just to get some form up. Lynch struggled a little bit today at centre-half forward. He has got a knee injury, but it was the born and bred Brisbane Bears players, if I can put it in that phrase, that not the high-priced recruits that really produced today. Roger Merritt was terrific up forward. He got a half a dozen goals. A lot of the young players around, and Richard Champion did well at full back, taking John Longmire right out of the game. Matthew Clark, a terrific performance in the middle. Gilbert McAdam, back to one of the recruits who unfortunately suffered that fractured jaw earlier in the season. He produced probably his best half of football for the Brisbane Bears, and really did show that he will be a force to be reckoned with once he gets another couple of weeks under his belt.
Longmire, tremendous turnaround, a bad turnaround for him. Great game against Collingwood. He kicked 16 goals in 2 matches against Brisbane last year, not one today.
Now, he did actually look a little bit injured by the end of the day, so perhaps he was carrying a bit of a soft tissue injury. But it was the likes of Longmire and also Corey McKernan, who was an outstanding player last week against Collingwood. They struggled. They didn't come to terms with probably the heat in conjunction with the pressure that the Brisbane Bears produced after half-time. I got here just before half-time, and it looked like the game was all over. The Bears came out, they attacked the ball ferociously, and more importantly, they started to kick the ball directly into the forward line. They have had a habit of fiddling around with it, over handballing, putting their teammates under pressure. But after half-time, they went straight down the middle of the ground to the leading Merritt. Pios produced a couple of memorable goals, and all of a sudden the Brisbane Bears looked like a formidable force.
Peter McKinnon's votes, Jared.
Well, he went 3 votes to Marcus Ashcroft, and I haven't spoken of him. He was an excellent 4-quarter player. Evidently, Peter said he was the player that held them together in the first half when they were under some very difficult pressure from North Melbourne. Champion's performance on Longmire was worthy of 2 votes. And Matthew Kennedy, a player that has shown that he can play football, a mobile 6'4" player, very valuable in today's football, produced one of his better games for the Bears for a single vote.
Thanks for that, Jared. After the match, Matthew Campbell caught up with the best on-ground performance from Marcus Ashcroft.
And with me is the player of the day. Congratulations, Marcus Ashcroft, a terrific performance by yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Manny. It was good to get some form back, and also to win. Good win to come from behind.
Yeah, just on that, your form has been a little bit down over the last few weeks, and got on the ball today and did some running and picked up plenty of possessions.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing on the ball, and I was given a pretty free run today, so it was good to get a lot of touches and also to win.
Now, you must have been a little bit concerned at the start. North Melbourne 5-9 to 1-3. A bad start for the Bears, and they always need a good start, so it was great to claw back, though.
Yeah, in the past weeks we've been working on our starts, and it wasn't a very good start for us. Down by about 5 goals, I think it was, but to the credit to the guys to come back from 5 goals down at quarter time and to work the way we did and get home was a very good effort.
Yeah, the third quarter was probably the key. Got a bit of a sniff and started to work a little bit harder, and North Melbourne seemed to drop off a bit, and the Bears players getting first to the ball. Did you think it was going to be another Adelaide, though, later on?
Oh, no, we were kicking against a bit of a breeze there that third quarter, and we always knew we were going to come home with the scoring end, so if we worked at it and got in front in the third quarter, which we did, we always thought it would be a chance kicking with the wind down to the scoring end, so yeah, we were pretty confident and happy.
Marcus Ashcroft getting 3 votes in the Challenge Bank Sports World Footballer of the Year. We'll take a break, back with more after this.
The bylaws of the local council area.
Half-time here at Football Park. The Crows lead by 16.69 to 4-5. Don Scott, late goal to Liptak important. There's been a few controversial decisions here.
Yes, they have, Bruce, and Liptak, a very good player. I like the way he hits a pack, and he's not only doing it up in the forward line, he's doing it around the ground too. And they've got some good players tonight, the Crows, a little bit more committed and having a go tonight.
I say controversial decisions. What about the one with Jarman right at the beginning of that quarter?
Yeah, look at this. Well, I don't know. Maybe he had eyes for the ball, but he really was intending taking Sikori out. Now, this started with a goal to Fitzroy. They made a couple of promising sorties forward, two that McCarthy muffed, and had they have not, had McCarthy have taken the two, one was from Baldwin and one a little bit later on, but that was a terrific build-up. They could have been a different complexion in this game because they were very promising moves. Good battle between these two. This fellow here, Chris Johnson, known as a goal sneak, but playing right in the goal square, then offering a lead up the ground. He's a promising youngster.
And here's the free kick to Wigney, which I didn't see first up.
No, nobody did, but you can see there Stretch holding. A lot of people thought maybe soft, but there Wigney indicating to the umpire that he was held, and the umpire spotted it.
Rashudo's been quite outstanding.
Oh, listen, he is a very polished performer. Now watch Rashudo will get involved here. Look, he lays the first one off, continues on down the ground, picks up the second, and the pass. Now he did an excellent pass, and a similar play in the first quarter which hit Modra with another beautiful 40-metre pass, and Modra capitalised on both occasions.
Missed an early goal, an easy goal in the first quarter, Modra, but has got 3. As we look at the stats, up until quarter time, Fitzroy had 10 more handballs. The Crows have caught them.
Well, they've caught them, and as I said, at quarter time, the Crows are noted as a handball team, but they are going longer with the ball tonight. And what else have we got there? Tackles fairly even, centre breaks even. Interesting battle between Wren and Satori too.
Give Fitzroy a chance?
Well, I didn't give them a chance at quarter time, but I do now because they were, in control partway through that quarter, and maybe they can swing the game their way in that second half.
Well, only 16 points of difference. First goal is going to be vital after the break. Terrific night here. Big crowd. Back with the second half in a moment.
The boys are definitely back in town. Let's hear it for the Adelaide Cameron Crows.
Welcome back for the start of the Second half, bit of a blue on at centre half forward for Adelaide. Brown involved with Wiedemann. Manson on the ground's gone to full forward as the match starts. The players settle down. Lyon out of the centre to full forward on the lead. Good mark by Malloy,
who is now playing at full forward, Bruce, and beside him is Manson. McCarthy at centre half forward. And obviously Johnson must be up there somewhere as well. They wouldn't take him from the ground, surely, because he was quite a performer in the first half.
Malloy, who kicked the opening goal for Fitzroy. This one from about 35 metres has given it a bit of a hook and misses. So a bad miss there by the 18-year-old. He's got 1-1 now. Fitzroy at 4-6 to 6-9.
He's got a good kicking style, very taut instep, follows through well. Malloy.
Saw the Crows bench a moment ago. Pittman, Tongaree and Turner are there. Here's Hart, who had a terrific first term. Prosciutto, outstanding opening half. Hit Modra with two magnificent passes, which resulted in goals in a low-scoring game. Centre wing, Wren getting back. Sartori's had the best of that duel so far. Bizzotto's handball a bit untidy there by Lyon. Eventually gets it back to Wine, but they've gone from attacking to defensive, and they might pay for it. Wren to Brown. Brown to Modra, Hawking with him. They've had a terrific duel in the pocket. Stretch has to control the left leg. Bizzotto under pressure. Well played. A good effort. Barker back to Stretch. Will look for a handball. Now runs the full complement and goes long up to centre half forward. Johnson getting back.
Maynard was there too. Loose ball behind. Wiedemann back to Maynard. He's been very good. Anderson, Prosciutto on the wing. Wren out wide. Marks at right half forward. Sean Wren outpointed so far by Peter Sartori. Centering kick, sets it up. Wigney goes up, hands to it, couldn't hang on. Jarman stopped it dead on his knees. McGuinness could have done a little more. Seacamp, very good mark. Seacamp, number 3, across the ground. Here's Ruse. He's had a bounce at half back towards the wing. Well, finding some space out there, McCarthy. All the space in the world. Anderson hung off him. McCarthy inside the 50. Malloy was up. Through his hands, taken there by Boyd, who goes goalward. That's a terrific effort. Great goal.
Well, all a matter of just transferring play. Fitzroy changed the direction of play from their full back line. Had numbers, and they've capitalised with that goal. And here's Boyd. It started further back than that on the full back line. Well picked up here by Boyd. And that's a difficult shot. His first goal. He kicked a point in the first quarter.
First goal too, Don, for Boyd in a number of weeks. He kicked 12 goals in a hurry this season and has struggled in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Ran very well to Prosciutto. Again constructive. Ingerson, who struggled to get into the game. He's got Jarman all alone at centre half forward. Terrible kick. Zanotti bounced off him. No free kick. Fitzroy, they were unlucky. They'll get the second one to Jimmy Wine. Oh, they're right in this, Fitzroy. Trailing by just 9 points. Ruse. Good tackle on Barker. Well played by the youngster. All missed by Baldwin. Terrific effort there by Ingerson.
Ruse.
And then Lyon. Fitzroy to centre wing with Lyon's kick. Oh, high tackle on McCarthy. He'll get a free kick.
Actually, it was terrific play there by Ruse. Although he didn't lay a hand on ball, the mere fact he threw his body on, the ball kept running forward. Didn't allow a Crow to get to the ball, and Fitzroy have capitalised on that work by Ruse.
Looks like Wiedemann's got the job to run with Armstrong now, who was pretty deadly in the first half. Kick towards Malloy. Johnson was tackled, couldn't quite get a kick away. Ross Lyon had a couple of goes at handballing. Now Armstrong on his favoured side, hooks it back cleverly towards the goals. A great attacking play by Wellman. Runs a long way, wobbles it to Anderson.
Anderson, the 86 McGarry medalist, started favourite in the 1990 Brownlow, finished 5 votes behind Tony Liberatore, who rode with that man, who boots down towards half forward. McGuinness, opportunity for McGregor. Oh, great desperation by Jarman on his knees, ridden into the ground. Rouvray crashes in, loose ball. Rouvray gets it to McDermott. The hand pass wide then, into space. Hart's away, down towards the pocket. Modra there, Hawking in close attendance. Bizzotto goes off the deck. Hawking to Stretch, Hart against the line. Looping hand pass. McGregor, well, he needed to take it cleanly. He played it pretty well in the end. No, he did not. Gave it away, McDermott. Opportunity for Modra, long way out, little chip pass. McGuinness takes on the tackler, beats Boyd. Kicks from inside the centre square, sets it up high. Whitney goes up, juggled attempt at the mark, not paid. Lively lip tack is there, but the kick's a shocker. Bounces into the opposite pocket, and Stretch comes towards Roos.
Anderson and out of play now.
That was ambitious by Stretch.
9 points the difference at Football Park. Two teams on a losing stretch trying to break it. They were both in the 8 at the start of May. They're both out of it now. Anderson's kick, Zanotti under pressure, gets the handball away. Seacamp, Satori. The standard's not all that high, but it's pretty intense. And you get the feeling we could have a big finish.
Oh, there's a free kick. Oh, what?
Well, Rashudo against McCarthy and not paid. Rashudo out wide. Crows with numbers here. Wigney a long way from home to Rouvray at 50. Can go all the way with a long bomb. It's a great kick. Misses. It's a behind. Bombed away Rouvray. Full back at the start of the year and for most of the year. Had a go at Dunstall last week when the champ turned it on here at 6-10 to 5-6. Hawking very, very short to Stretch.
Still in the back pocket.
He's gone. Stretch, play on.
He walked out of the back pocket eventually, was reluctant to go. The ball up towards the wing. Lyon paddles it towards the boundary. It's out of bounds. Rouvray playing across the centre line tonight. He is a thumping kick. Kicked a late goal last week, just a consolation goal against the Hawks. Ross Lyon, little nick above that left eye. Plays it hard, does Lyon. Wren and Satori lock arms. It falls behind McGuinness. Well played. Quick hands away to Anderson. Anderson forward at the wing. Spotted a man across the ground. Rouvray. Let's see if he can get around onto his right side here. Now he hand passes. Lip tack back to him. The thumping kick comes into evidence now. Goal to Paul Rouvray.
Something's played by Anderson. Lip tack also be involved. It's a good passage for the Crows. There's a kick. Good sight by Anderson. Putting it out in front. Rouvray. Lip tack. 1-2 again. Good effort.
Crows back to 16 points at Football Park. 7-10, 5-6. Wind out of the centre. Johnson. Tackled by Mail. Wiedemann out after it. McDermott with him or Pisotto. A bit of courage. Wiedemann's shirt front was good. Rashuto. McDermott. Boyd tackles now. Couldn't hold McDermott up though. Rashuto to Wiedemann. Wiedemann measures it to Brown on the run. Brown's got lip tack inside. Poor effort and Fitzroy make a mess of it with Spawn and Hawking.
Oh, they're both going for the ball. Eyes to the ball.
Yeah, but you talk every now and then, Donald.
Oh, he can't talk in those situations when you got just your eyes on the ball. I wouldn't be critical of that.
Well, there weren't any Crows players within 15 metres, but you did play 302 and I've played none. Wine out of bounds on the full. They might have found a centre wingman here tonight in Rouvray. Changing the subject.
Actually, McGregor's been taken off his opponent too, and now he's got Spawn.
Can't run and chew gum. There's Brown, just outside the boundary. Sets it up towards the kickoff line. Hawking. What a mark. Seemed tailor-made for Hawking.
It's just like kick the kick in the yard, isn't it, when the players fly only intent on the ball. Hawking looked as if he was in better position. Look, Hawking getting up and just pushed out. Terrific mark.
Modra gets his fourth. Got to say, Don, nobody got that high in my backyard. Tony Modra has stretched this lead. It's 8-10 to 5-6 here at Footy Park.
Here it is again. Watch this. Oh, the leg goes out. It's a good battle between those two, Hawking and Modra. Didn't kick a goal last week on Chris Langford. And he kicked one for the game. That was when Langford had gone off, Modra. He's been been averaging 5 goals a game this year.
And in his career, Don, got a remarkable strike rate, has Modra, 8-10 to 5-6. Satori Wren, the Crows with a bit of a run now. Fitzroy have got to get the next one. Ross Lyon, good kick to Johnson. Long way out though. He's kicked 2 first half goals. Has Armstrong running, goes into the pocket. Nice
good.
kick.
Well done.
Good player, isn't he, Johnson?
My word, they've got some terrific youngsters. I like Barker. I like this fellow here as well.
Good kick by Malloy. Terrific kick to the square. What an effort by Manson. Just couldn't hold on to it. Now Rashuto. Very short. McCarthy trying to get rid of Rouvray. Chance for Spawn. Can't quite break a tackle. Ruse in the pocket. McGuinness gets him. McCarthy held up. Drops it. Play on call.
I wonder whether McCarthy actually did control that ball. There was a player did that yesterday at Collingwood too. Just controlling the ball and then instantly they drop it as soon as they know they're being tackled. Hoping for the free kick.
There's the bounce. Manson charges in. Little sleight of hand out the back. Loved it. Boyd's got it. Kicks from 40. Sliding across the face. Mail could have been held. It goes out of bounds, but I think Mail will get the free kick. Boyd, the 1 goal tonight. 13 for the season. Playing his 9th game. That's second best in the club behind Hogg's 15, which tells you something. Here's Wiedemann up towards half back. Pinpoints it nicely. Hart has it. Inside the centre square. Hart towards half forward for space. Storming up the ground and soccering at his stretch. And it goes out of bounds. Pittman. Is it down there who gets a possession? And we'll have a boundary throw in outside the 50. Terrific night at Footy Park. Hardly a breath of breeze. Quite warm as Boyd gets it across. It's pretty hot in the middle. Zanotti towards midfield. Maynard again. Timely intervention. Hart hasn't got it. He'll get the free kick. Can't speak too highly of the return of Rodney Maynard. Lack of football, but he's got savvy.
Short by Hart. McCarthy did well. Mail followed it up. Baldwin, gee, it is hot at the moment. Going to ground, Rashuto. Ross Lyon, left-hand handball to Johnson outside 50. Wobbles one to the goals. Manson punched away by Jamison. Malloy and Ruse, they can raffle it. Ruse back to Spawn. He should kick a goal. He goes for it and does it. A good one. They're hanging in. Is Fitzroy at 8-10 to 6-6.
Well, he's come off the bench, Spawn replacing McGregor, and that was terrific play by Ruse too, and also McGregor who got involved. That McGregor doing the right thing, staying off then. Also Ruse doing the right thing, not trying to do it himself, laying it off to Spawn, and Spawn not letting him down.
As it was at half-time, the margin is 16 points. Rucks go at it again. Satori only as far as Jarman. Rouvray has been effective, as Bruce said. Kicks down towards half forward. Howell at pitch. Awkwardly for Modra, but well for Whitney. 25 metres out. Gets a goal. They're going goal for goal, but Fitzroy, given their situation, can't play that game.
Well, luck's a fortune on that occasion. And Fitzroy had made a change. Baldwin's gone off. That's an interesting one. Guard coming on. And the ball there. Fortunately for Wigney, it comes through to him.
He's kicked a couple tonight, Wigney. Missed a couple too. 2-1 and a couple out of bounds on the full. 9-10, 6-6. Wren wins the tap. Rouvray held up by Spawn. Jarman had it knocked away from him. Boyd, ineffective. McGuinness back to Spawn. Spawn up towards Malloy. Good kick. Malloy takes the mark in front of
Don't go. He's gone. He was gone then.
It's not going to be paid gone, Don. He's going to get a second go. He's going to go short to the pocket and find Seacamp. Free kick against Brown.
Seacamp kicked goals last week in the reserves, 6 to be precise. Outstanding effort in the reserves last week. St Kilda a long way in front, and Fitzroy got up in the end.
Big kick here in the pocket. As Dennis said a minute ago, they're going goal for goal. Fitzroy can't afford Adelaide to get the next. The margin's 22 points. Seacamp tucked away in the pocket. It's a good kick. It's a goal. No, it's not. Dick Malloy thought it was for sure, and so did Seacamp.
Seacamp gave in there every indication, because as soon as it left his boot, he was confident. He was running back to the centre.
9-10, 6-7. The Crows out of defence looking for Rashuto, not getting their spawn.
Spawn on his chest. About 70 metres from goal. Under 10 minutes till three-quarter time. He centres it now. Mail up, knocked it down. Manson's over the ball, did nicely. Gets it to Roos, who settles and kicks from about 35. Has it got the carry-off? Great effort by Hart. Marvellous mark, running back with the flight of the ball. Talk about timely. Hart, member side with a kick. Anderson, he's been busy in this term. 22nd possession coming up. Little chip pass, characteristic. Gets it to Maynard. Maynard, his 16th possession. Goes down towards the wing. Ingerson. That's better. Ingerson at the gates. Kicks down towards half forward. Jarman, well-weighted kick. Jarman waiting behind, pulls it back, looking for Whitney through his fingertips. Hawking bounces out of defence, prods it back to the wing. Wiedemann goes up, juggles the mark. This game is up for grabs now, and the players know it. Maynard goes across the ground. Rouvray play ons the ball. Rouvray towards the pocket, ill-directed. Sartorian in front. His first blemish tonight. Played it pretty well. Hawking on one knee. Liptak an opportunity on the 50. Whitney came through strongly. 52 metres out. Centering kick. Roos like a colossus.
21 possessions. Barker and Anderson. It's paid.
Oh, you could see that as soon as it left Roos's boot. Set up for Anderson.
Did he mark
it? Himself. I would have paid it because it was Barker's arm that pulled it away.
Yep.
Yet to kick a goal this season, Anderson, in his 7th game for the year. From 45 metres. Got his first. And this is the big lead that Adelaide were looking for. 10-10, 6-7.
That was good play by Paul Roos to take the mark, but he picked the wrong option there. Just setting up too high. It was covered Barker.
And too much to the middle, Don, as well. It needed to be wider. Can they break away this time, or will the Lions come back yet again? Rouvray trying to crash through. Hart has been very good. Tentative soccer. Poked it through. Taken by McDermott. Kicks inside the 50. Whitney. Body to body with Stretch, and he beat him.
And Roos going back, and rightly so, asking Brian Sheehan, what about kicking in danger? Because Hart put his boot in as Spawn was going to pick up. As Roos was picking up the ball. They're still arguing back in the centre as Whitney's going back and lining this up. And I agree with Roos. I think he should question Brian Sheehan on that.
Well, shades of three-quarter time in the Foster's Cup, game 9. Back pre-season. Robert Shaw copped a fine. Roos did some talking to the umpires that night as well. Meantime, Whitney kicks accurately. They're skipping away.
His third goal, Whitney. 2 of them have come in the third quarter. But there was a little doubtful there in the centre. Using his body well, and his bulk just too big for Stretch.
$33 points the margin of Footy Park. 11-10, 6-7. They've got 7 goals out of the Modra-Whitney full forward combination tonight. Wigney back in the team. Wiedemann having arguably his best game for the season. Modra a long way from home with Hawking. Ingerson brings it back. Stretch goes for the punch. Wigney to kick his fourth. He's got it. I think the gate's been shut now. They're on top of the Crows.
Again, it was the use of the body. He's just too big, Wigney here. A good effort by Ingerson. He'll figure now quickly onto the boot, centering the ball. Wigney doing the right thing in front. Could have gone to Liptak, but decided to do himself. Strength and advantage in the last 2 goals for Adelaide.
So suddenly 39 points is the margin. It was 16 at the half. Liptak on his knees is tied up and the ball up. So a big job for the Lions from here. Really in the twinkling of an eye. Adelaide have skipped away. They were trading goals and suddenly 3 unanswered goals. And the Crows looking like winners. Maynard again. Liptak in trouble. Tackled by Johnson. This is Mayle, the youngster. 19 years of age from North Adelaide towards the outer side. Roos is in front. Heard the voice. Flicked it back to accommodate Barker. Back to Roos. Roos storms around the outer side. Kicks towards centre half forward. Johnson had to go. Mayle beat him. Mayle at close quarters. Anderson, who's been inspirational in this term, builds it out. Chases the ball himself. Getting back first though is Armstrong, who's drifted out of the game. Wine. Short one is on. The mark is held by Johnson right on the wing. Johnson struggles to get free. Centres it. Satori. Lyon cruises past. On wide is Roos. Roos can go to Boyd if he sees him. Boyd is on down the ground. Now Boyd can take it, turn around and go goalward. Okay, now he does. 45 metres out. Not a bad effort. That's a great goal. He's got 2 of them in this term.
He likes that flank or pocket, Brad Boyd. They're difficult to kick, but he makes it look so easy. Having a good night, Boyd. Here it is, the build-up again, Roos. Starting to pick up a lot of possessions, Roos. Boyd deciding to go on from about 48 metres. Good kick.
7-7 Fitzroy, the Crows 12-10. The Crows have kicked 4 goals without answer. Fitzroy getting one back. Ren out of the centre to Brown. Brown to Modra. Good kick. Impossible to cut it off.
There was just too much latitude given to Tony McGuinness by Zanotti. If you're lining up like you do on the square there, you don't give that much latitude, and maybe Zanotti should tighten up because it was a good punch down by Wren.
Modra going for his 5th. He's got it.
Very, very quick. Centre. McGuinness quickly laying it off. Modra. Here it is, look. Hit that well, didn't he? There's Brown.
Tony Modra has 5 goals. Just over 4 minutes till 3/4 time. 88 plays 49. Went in pretty solidly there, picking himself up ruefully as Boyd. Meantime, Jarman kicks it down to Ingerson. Too slick was the hand pass. Liptak didn't realise it was coming. Anderson feeds it back. It's taken by McDermott. Sensed the danger and was lucky. He was pushed in the back. He was going to hand pass, and suddenly his target was covered. Here's Mayle, hoisted high. Leading in the race is Wigney towards the boundary. Hart is behind him. Hart, a chance now, in confinement. Tries to knock it across to McGuinness, who was pushed in the back.
And Wigney's got a new opponent. It's Barker, stretches up on the half-back line.
Seacamp gets a talking to. And McGuinness, about 60 metres from goal when he takes this kick, will put it right to the square. And don't think they're not Modra conscious down there. Everybody eyeballing the champion for forward.
Whoa!
They have to be looking up there because he saw it above them, but he's given away the free kick.
Gee, there's a different type of courage, isn't it, to throw yourself recklessly into the air like Modra did. Boy, and he's hurt himself too.
Towards the other side, Rouvray.
Oh, let's hope he's all right.
Could almost be 50. Rouvray down at left half forward. He'll go long here. No, he won't. He goes short. Seacamp, sensing the danger, gets across, should have marked it, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Modra still in a lot of pain behind play. He's now being attended to by the trainer. And look at this. This is courage. There's a special type of courage to do this week after week. Oh, and down he comes.
Crunching, wasn't he? Quick kick away by Zanotti. Wiedemann went without it. No free kick. Jarman squeezes around towards Wren. It was clever. Wren stops. Props goes back inside. Liptak to young Mail. Overruns it. Wren gets back. So does Guard. Stretch. It's a hot footy, this one to handle. Liptak. Brown legged. No free kick. Play on. Let it go. Finally the whistle goes. Good stuff. At centre half forward, Wren rises high. Stretch, who's had his colours lowered by Wigney in this term, bangs it out wide. Roos has hit the shoulder, puts Rouvray down. It looked to be pretty fair. Zanotti, the Crow fans are screaming for Roos's blood now as Wellman knocks it out of play.
There's nothing in that. I mean, hip and shoulder, bang. You don't see enough of that today, do you?
Have another look. Boundary thrown on the outer side. There's a squabble behind play.
It's going to
Roos is getting a free kick.
Against McDermott, he's got them sucked in, Roos.
Well, he's got a bit of an advantage when they boo, and as much as it does sound like Roos. Offhands taken by Boyd. High kick in front, Anderson. Guard in trouble, deflected it down to Manson. Ill-directed the hand pass though. Rashudo steady across half-back Anderson. What a quarter he's played. His 26th possession down towards the wing. Not in this quarter, but for the match. But he's had a fair percentage in this term. Ingerson pulls it back to the middle. McDermott must get a free kick. The umpire's on his knees. McDermott applauds him. The umpire goes across and says, "Don't get cute with me, skipper." Fair enough too. Don't want the players showing the umpies up. McDermott down towards half forward. Lozano tries to get it towards the boundary line. Modra couldn't keep it in. McDermott had his moment earlier today. One of the umpires copped a fair shellacking from him. Once is enough.
It's been a fiery third term, hasn't it, where Adelaide looks to have established a winning break. Ingerson was over the top, Liptak off the ground, it's a behind. Gee, got a bit of force on that one. 13-11 to 7-7. Modra nowhere near fully fit now after that huge fly. It would have challenged Ablett for the mark of the year. Hawking to bring it in. Manson the target, he lopes after it. Ingerson's had a terrific third quarter. And out of play. 6 marks for Ingerson, started quietly. Barker did a good job on him early. Ingerson getting touches now. McDermott sits, waits, props, Anderson. Well, Dennis has told you about his quarter. Brown, Jarman, had to kick it in a hurry. Strength by Wigney. Taken by Armstrong's had a quiet term. Zanotti down the ground, loves to run. 3 bounces in full flight. Good kick to half forward. A disputed ball. Well played by the Roys. Denter's just come on to full forward. Time running out for Fitzroy. Wanting a late goal. Hart gets there with Roos. Siren sounds at 3/4 time. Adelaide at 13-11. And the Lions are 7-7. opening up in the third term. High excitement here. Adelaide got 7 goals to 3 and look as if they've established a winning break at three-quarter time. It's 13-11-89 to 7-7-49. A 40-point margin as we look ahead to next week. And you can see Adelaide have got a big task to beat Collingwood at Victoria Park. The Bombers favourite over Richmond at Princes Park. Fitzroy to play Carlton at Waverley. Geelong will host Brisbane at Cardinia Park on Sunday. Sydney and North Melbourne a bit shaky after today. The big game of the weekend, Melbourne and West Coast at the MCG. Hawthorn go against Footscray at Waverley. And St Kilda, well, they'll be licking their wounds. They'll be looking for a bye at this stage with all the injuries they've got. Just check your local guides. Neil Curley, suddenly the game came alive, didn't it, in the third term?
Yes, the Crows started to play the brand of football, the style of football that we all over here know they are capable of playing. And of course, we had Wigney out of the forward pocket for the first time this year, giving Modra some valuable support with 4 goals for the match. And Fitzroy have changed their game style since the first quarter, where they were chipping and directing the ball across the ground and just trying to engage a runner in between lines. They're now kicking the ball long, but unfortunately they haven't got a forward up front that can take control of the high ball coming in. The Crows are pretty comfortable now. They're getting a lot of drives through midfield and they're starting to direct their football a lot better.
Neil, what about Modra? About to see a replay of where he hurt himself, where he threw himself into the air to take that big mark. Is he okay?
I haven't checked him yet, but I would think he may have jarred that old problem he has in the rib area. He certainly landed heavily on his back there, and I think it would have jarred just about every bone in his body. It will be interesting to see this quarter how he does shape up, but he certainly won't be 100% fit, but I would still think he'd play the quarter out.
Roos's hip and shoulder on Rouvray got everyone going. I think Rouvray's done well on the centre wing.
Rouvray has been a very valuable player for the Crows on centre wing for the first time this season. He has played the position before at club level. Roos's hip and shoulder was perfect. It was quite within football rules, and that's what footy's all about.
Sure thing. Well, where did Fitzroy get a goal from, Neil? That's the problem they've got, isn't it?
Well, Robert Shaw was very vocal in the three-quarter time huddle. He's demanding his players to give a last quarter effort for their supporters, and he said, we've done it before against this side, we can do it again, but it has to be 100% commitment by every player.
Well, we were mentioning earlier off the break, Neil, that you get the feeling that this game's opened up for Adelaide and it could turn their season around for them with a big finish here.
Well, they're capable of doing, as you say, the ball's at their feet. They just have to keep working, keep the pressure on and direct the ball well to their forwards.
Thanks for that, Neil.
Right.
Neil Curley on the boundary line. So here at three-quarter time, Adelaide with 7 goals in the third quarter. Modra's got 5 and Wigney's got 4, and they lead by 40 points at three-quarter time. So high excitement here. Adelaide still with this big lead. Fitzroy not counting itself out. Robert Shaw demanding the first goal in the final term. But Adelaide in the driving seat. It was easily the best quarter of football for the match, the third, Don.
Yeah, my word, it had everything, Bruce, and the scores are not an indication of the quality of football. It was real tense, there was real competition, and there was a lot of commitment from both sides.
Start of the final term. Crows leading 13-11 to 7-7. They go to the left of screen. Satori has been terrific. Wren had a very good second half of that third term. Dents handball to Spawn. Now Zanotti, free kick. The dasher from centre half back. Straight down the centre, Satori and Maynard. Lyon, Mail ran straight at him. Ran very well, the young fellow. Maynard's quick hands couldn't quite get to McDermott.
And both sides, Bruce, setting up with similar forward lines. They've got their 2 forwards in the goal squares at both ends of the ground. So there's 4 players in each end goal square.
Well, we've got Modra and Wigney at one end and Manson and Seacamp at the other. Adelaide have got 9 out of their fellows. Manson admittedly hasn't been on all that much, but no goals from the 2 in the Fitzroy goal square.
Another bounce. So just when they needed it, the Crows producing their best third term of this season. The previous best 38 points against the Bears, round 6 at the Gabba. If my memory serves me correctly, that was timely as well. Rashudo heads for the boundary. Will it run out? Brown pursuing it. Trying to keep it in and soccer it further afield. Now Dent will be penalised and it will be a free kick to Brown. He's on the wing. He's worked hard tonight. Prepared to pay the price. David Brown down towards half forward. Big pack at the fall of the ball, and Roos over the top.
He's done well since half time, Roos.
17-7. Armstrong, who started superbly but drifted out of the game, boots it to the outer side wing. Anderson close to Big OG, goes in short. There's McDermott, little chip pass once more. Ingerson hard against the boundary line. Centering kick now, sets it up for Modra, outnumbered from behind. Hawking in front, almost the grab, tries to slap it out. Wigney has booted 4 to Rouvray. Rouvray snaps at his second, and it bounces out of bounds in the pocket. Son of a gun.
Hawking still content to play in front, and it's terrific to see.
Official attendance tonight, 42,915. McCarthy winds handball to a space. Liptak. Boyd's hip and shoulder was excellent. Rouvray. And that handball just out of play, right on the 50. So just a few short of 43,000 here. Record for the ground. AFL is 48,000 for the Collingwood match last year when it was everything riding on that. Adelaide needing to win to make the final 6. Rouvray has had 13 kicks, 5 handballs, and kicked a goal, and he was important early in the third quarter when things were pretty tight. Ingerson won the tap. Ross Lyon to Zanotti. Runs away from centre half back. Important ball here, the two young kids, Johnson and Mayle. They've had an interesting duel. Mayle's got better as it's gone on. Thought Johnson should have got a free to Don. Wiedemann out wide. Goes to Rouvray. He's got a paddock in front of him.
Settles, now hand passes back infield, not the best option. McGuinness needed to go and did. The hand pass from Ingerson, awkward, but Rouvray did pretty well, right on the 50 with the left foot on his preferred side, and Hawking goes up, missed the mark. It went out of bounds, so it will be thrown in. None of that very memorable. Boundary throw in. The Crows with a substantial lead now. Ingerson in front, Bizzotto pushes. McGuinness did nicely.
Well done,
so did Zanotti. Smothered the hand pass, hacked it out of midair, back towards the centre square. Good use of the body by Guard. Cleared a path for Johnson. Armstrong has it. Out wide to Spawn. A little looper over the top. This is Zanotti. Chips to centre half forward and Seacamp.
You let this go from about 52 metres. Marcus Seacamp, as I said earlier, he kicked 6 goals in the reserves last week.
It's not a bad kick. Wearing number 3, as I mentioned earlier, worn by another West Australian, Ian Miller, who played 80 games for the Lions to good effect. Has it got the carry? It's very close. Touched right on the line by Pittman.
He's had 2 very good shots for goal tonight, Seacamp, and been a bit stiff. Hart to Wellman. He's got Pittman inside, goes that way now. Crows by 39 points. Pittman's kicked the centre wing. Liptak sets himself. Dent playing in his second game. Wind under pressure to Anderson. Anderson quickly on to Liptak. Dent running back strongly. Good bit of football. Brown just outside 50, short. Hawking should run away. Modra went to ground. Hawking bangs it wide. All Spawn outnumbered. Anderson coming in. They played on the same team in that 1990 grand final when the Bombers got beaten. McDermott short to Wren. To McGuinness. On his right foot to fall forward. Modra! Oh, he got his hands on it. Taken away by Liptak. From Liptak, I should say. Satori to Hawking, and Hawking with a bounce.
Away he comes, up to half back. Kicks wide. Wiedemann reaches over the top, got a fist on it out towards the boundary. Armstrong leads in the pursuit, though. Tackled by Maynard, and the ball trickles across the line. Well, Maynard looking a little pale and worn, as you'd expect.
Jarman going off too. Jarman going off, Dennis. Coming on, Tongaree.
Well, Maynard again figures in the play. Gets it to McDermott, to Hart across the ground, and Anderson. 4 of their best players combining there. Back it comes to Hart.
Hart, incidentally, is playing on Roos.
Hart alongside the centre circle. Tongaree, he set it up for him. Down went Spawn. Tongaree left standing. 35 metres out. Well, he's got a lot of height on that one, and it goes wide of the marker behind. Greg Anderson now, 17 kicks, 15 hand passes.
Hawking out to Wind, who's been with McGuinness for most of the match. This is his 19th possession. Most of them have been defensive. Boyd kicked 2 very good goals in the third quarter. McCarthy, good attempt by Malloy, off the ground by Guard. Johnson back with Guard. Maynard free kick to Guard. Advantage given. Malloy should kick the goal. Oh, awful attempt. Bad luck to the kid, but not good. Missed the lot. No goals as yet in the final term. Just over 7 minutes gone. Under 14 remaining. Pittman, McDermott stands his ground and takes the mark.
Well done, Anderson.
Yes, just providing some cover, wasn't he? As McDermott goes high, wide, not a very good kick.
Satori, Bizzotto, weaving his way through. Guard. Back it comes to Satori. Forward of the wing, kicks down towards the 50. Good kick too. Lyon takes it, turns around nonchalantly, goes from 40 metres out. That's a very good kick. Goal to Fitzroy.
Yeah, Ross Lyon, probably one of the best juniors I've seen as a footballer. Quite exceptional. Very, very quick. Just watch the way that he gets around. Very quick, Ross. Fitness has been a problem with him. He has got a lot of talent.
Jarman back on. Brown comes off.
13-12, 8-8. Jarman back on the ground after being off for about 5 minutes. Brown's off. Wine's wide ball. Anderson and Spawn. Still together. Anderson's tackled good. Spawn threw it away. Anderson another possession. Wine sitting underneath it with McGuinness. Both kept their eyes on it. Boyd just through his legs. Jarman. Good first term, quiet since then. McDermott had to juggle it, the two captains together. McDermott's little give to McGuinness. McGuinness back to Jarman. Jarman with a little dummy. Measures the pass. Very good. Ingerson should really have taken it. Chance for Tongaree. Still Tongaree. Goes for goal. And misses a lot. He had a hand pass if he wanted it, but I guess he was only 25 metres out.
Well, the advantage of fresh legs. Tongaree, there's his grandfather on screen.
Come on, God, wouldn't you be proud seeing your grandson play at this level? It'd be fantastic.
Don knows them all. Kick back towards the wing. Back comes Wren. Socked away by Guard. Zanotti tries to soccer and the ball goes out of bounds. It's amazing, Don. Not only do you know the players, you know the crowd. I think that's terrific.
Everybody, Dennis. I sat there and
well, you were in
South Australia. They came through those
I was going to say, not Tongaree's grandfather, but everybody else has abused him over the years. He must know them.
Well, you're only 2 people away from knowing everybody in South Australia, let me tell you.
Steady. Now we've got a bounce down towards left half forward. 13-12, 8-8. Just over 12 minutes till full time. Wiedemann, McDermott, Guard. Roos set a task, did brilliantly. Got it down to Boyd. Not much advantage there. Boyd tugged off the kick, and Anderson, well, can't speak too highly of his game. When it counted, he stepped up for the Crows. To Hart, to Rashudo. He's been there from the start. Across the ground, Maynard, all the time in the world, out of side, a running half-back. He kicks to half-forward. Propping in front was Wigney, fisted away. Boyd the hand pass and they clear the zone. Wine's kick. Oh, what an effort by Anderson. Anderson and Malloy. I think it's the best game I've ever seen Greg Anderson play, and that's saying something. Here's Jarman pushed in the back. He'll get the free kick. He has been fearless.
Is that 50 metres?
He has been inspirational. Well, I'm sure that Graham Corns wanted his senior players to come up tonight.
I think Anderson's going to go off too. He's coming across, or limping to the boundary line.
Here's Bizzotto, held without it. He'll get the free kick right on the boundary line. Now Anderson wants to stay out there. No, the runner insisting. So wait for this ovation. like a warrior, and he gets a warrior's reception. Here's Fitzroy.
Wide. McCarthy. Adelaide without a goal in the final term. Fitzroy kicking the lone one. Spawns high fly. Wigney with him. Handball by Lyons to Zanotti. Jamison has just come on. Free kick to Zanotti. I just wonder, Don, if Fitzroy could goal from this attack. Could they still be in it?
Oh, I don't think so, Bruce. I think the gates have been closed as far as they go. What are they, 34 points behind? I don't think so. Adelaide are playing well.
They've never turned it up though, Fitzroy.
No, it's been a terrific game. Very, very entertaining.
Guard short, but still well outside 50.
I'm surprised he's not a regular guard.
He was last year.
Goes to the pocket, Roos the target, got rid of Hart. Free kick against him.
Kick.
The two captains have been a bit disappointed at times with the umpiring tonight, and he's cut the 50. McDermott cut one earlier, and now Roos gets one. And Hart continues to pick up possessions. He's had 20 kicks now, Hart. Wide.
Well
Maynard.
done.
Malloy got back. Good job by Malloy. Boyd to Spawn, should go to Roos. Still Spawn to the pocket. Good grab by Seacamp against Wren.
Malloy's hurt his right wrist too, Bruce. The doctor's out there at the moment, as you can see there in the background.
He's had 2 shots for goal, Seacamp. The first one was very close from an angle, a tight angle. Second one was a terrific long kick, which was touched on the line. And this one, not good at all. It's a behind. So 3 points to Seacamp.
3 points, third behind.
And the match is slowed to a crawl as far as scoring is concerned. Fitzroy to 8-9 and Adelaide at 13-12.
Here's Pittman. Back to Wellman. He goes towards the outer side. All Fitzroy out there. Spawn unattended. They'll work it back in. Roos. Tongaree stayed off him. The kick inside the 50. Pittman up. Not paid the mark. Wiedemann emerges with it. Comes wide. Maynard thought about going. Hand passes over the top. Rouvray at close quarters to McGuinness. Ingerson, like a training drill, kicks inside the 50. Modra hesitates. Hawking must have thought, what the heck's he doing? He popped. Just planted the seed of doubt, then went again and took this mark.
And Wellman coming off the Adelaide back line on through interchange. And coming on, Peter Turner for his second run of the night.
Modra has kicked 5 tonight. It's been a good duel, that one. He kicks from right on the 50, starts it right, it wants to come back. Big pack at the fall of the ball, and it's a Fitzroy mark down there, Satori. Had a wonderful night. His 13th mark. 26 possessions for Peter Satori. Goes in short to Boyd.
You wouldn't say that Wren has actually been beaten in contests between those two, so it's been an interesting battle.
13 marks is right up there as a season high. The best this season. Evan Schwartz yesterday with 16 for Melbourne against the Saints. There's Dent, who played for Sturt last season under Hayden Bunton. Rashudo goes over the top, taken by Malloy. Malloy's hand pass for space, wide, wanted it ball, didn't hit the ball. He should get a free kick.
Good effort by the little fellow to fall forward. Seacamp has kicked 3 points. He's given Fitzroy something. He just hasn't been able to get a goal. Goes very short inside. Gets to Lyon, who was almost
gone. He was gone.
I think he likes to kick them on the run line. Better than from a standing start or a set shot. Just clears the sinuses and go back to kick his second and Fitzroy's 9th from 50. Another behind. They're 8-10 to 13-12. So in the final term, Fitzroy's kicked 1-3 and the Crows have managed a point. Wren. Centre wing. Rouvray. Good spoil from the back. That by Boyd. Wiedemann. Mail. Missed by McGuinness. Wines, little kick. Fitzroy with numbers. Johnson at 50. Jarman running into him. Fitzroy players running left, right and centre.
Oh, a bit slow. He had players running in front of the action.
Still has the numbers in the goal square. Tries a torpedo punt. Wobbly, difficult ball. Still in the square. Seacamp under pressure. Left-hand handball. Manson. Attack from everywhere. Rashudo. Oh, very good take. Brilliantly played. One teenager to another. Rashudo to Hart.
On the other side, Jamison. That's a terrific kick too if it sits. Liptak, not the best of bounces. Needed it to run on. Still, he did nicely. Feeds it back. Jamison chips in short. McDermott. Chris McDermott down towards right half forward. Again close to 30 possessions tonight. That's par for the course. Here's Modra up ahead. Kick wanders down towards full forward. Modra up too early. Yeah. Must be a Fitzroy free. Advantages paid. Wind and Ruse. They've been very courageous tonight, Fitzroy. They've kept on coming. Guard taken by Boyd. That's not to patronise them. They've had their chances in this game, but they can't finish it off down forward. Back it comes from Spawn. Chipped out wide by Wine, taken by Guard. Guard kicks it long to the forward line. Seacamp from behind, but Green in front.
Well done, big fella.
What? One can only wonder as we go down to Neil Curley.
Yes, Greg Anderson has a cork thigh, so I don't think he'll take any further part. And Wellman was just for a rest, so Wellman's available if they need him.
Boundary throw in. When is a mark? Not a mark. Wren gets it. McGuinness. Jarman. Back to McGuinness. More like the Crows now. Rashudo towards midfield. Oh, well played down there by Dent, who knocked it down to accommodate Spawn. The run of Zanotti. No, he didn't need that bounce. He gets too close to Jarman. It's still a goal, I fancy. It is. They will not go away, these Lions. Pesky Lions at Football Park.
Yes, and that's one quality, and you've got to admire Fitzroy. And it's through their players are showing tremendous fight. Zanotti. Here it is, as Dennis said, he thought he went a little bit too close, but he's still got his kick in and just snuck it in for his first from the half-back line.
They need 5 goals in 4 minutes, the Lions. They've kicked the only 2 goals of the final term. Margin back to 26 points. Ruse punches it forward. Wren's left-hand handball was cut off very well by Lyon, I think, in a free kick. Well, if they could get a quick one. Armstrong, Ruse, sideways to Wine. Wind out wide, wanting Manson to run onto it. Good grab and a terrific mark by Manson. He's got to move it quickly.
Anson's about to come on again.
Ruse! No! Maynard. Yes, Anderson on the boundary line, surprisingly. Rashuto. And maybe, I know it was a 100 to 1 pop, but maybe that was the Lions' last chance. Spawn gets it from Manson. Squares it to Lyon. Lyon props, stops, goes to full forward. Seacamp. Sitting at the back was Maynard. To Jarman. Long sleeve to another one. Out wide. Hart. 22 kicks tonight, Ben Hart. He's had a freer roll for most of the night. He's been on Ruse in this term. Wiedemann slips it inside to McDermott.
Around the outer side he goes, down towards the half-forward flank. Liptak goes back. Pretty good effort, Liptak. Kept it in front. Nicely done. Now he centres it. And Whitney, the perfect foil tonight for Modra, takes this mark about 30 metres out.
Gee, that was great play by Liptak, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's just terrific, this little fellow.
It's so important to them. Bruce and I talking before. He does carry the ball between the lines, something perhaps Jarman and McDermott don't do.
Stretch coming on. Manson off. And this is unbelievable. Anderson coming back on. I thought he was injured.
Little corky.
Oh, stay on the ground.
Wigney's missed it. 13-13, 9-10. And the crowd now heading for the exits, thinking they've got the 4 points. Here's Lyon across half back to the outer side. Satori He'll have remarkable figures for a man that size as the ball goes down towards half forward, taken by guard. 55 metres out, pulls it back. Seekamp goes back, can't reel it in, it bounces out of bounds. So Satori, 14 marks, 13 kicks and 15 hand passes. Now that's remarkable for a man of that size in today's modern game on a ground this size.
Just put that through the computer, Dennis, and I've
it's
worked
all
it all
got to
out.
do with size.
Well, I'm still chewing over quick or fast. Don't worry about that, Don.
Wren goes long. Well, that's Dunstall versus Modra, wasn't it? He got that down to the human level for us. 27 points the difference. So the Crows without a goal in the final term. Don's got the ruler out and he's trying to find Satori. It comes after Ruse, Don. Wren without an opponent. Quick kick to centre wing. Satori again. Add one more, Scotty. Put another handball on his name, would you? He might get another one, Don.
He still hasn't found it.
Oh, here's Bizzotto.
No helping anyone.
No, Bizzotto with a wobbly one. McCarthy, unfortunately. Rasciuto slips it out wide. Gets to McGuinness. Oh, great kick, McGuinness. To Liptak is away. Modra. Bad kick that time by Liptak. Wigney should get it to Modra. Should give it, no, kick the goal. Wigney's his fifth. He's got it. I guess when you find it hard to hold your place in the team, every goal's handy. And he's got 5 tonight. The Crows get their first for the final term with a minute and a half remaining.
Yeah, it's his second half, especially that third quarter was terrific where he kicked 3 goals, Wigney. This little man, I like him. It wasn't a good kick though by Matthew Liptak. He's got an awkward kicking style, but boy, his courage. How far is he? Oh no, he didn't run all that far.
You're not going to measure it with that ruler, Don, are you?
No, I'm still looking for Satori with it.
Back in the middle, Wren wins it down. Hart was in front. Liptak got it to Rouvray, pushed off the kick, but scrambles it to half forward. Jarman's in front. Jarman again acquiring possessions tonight, 21 of them. Well, it's been a very interesting affair, you've got to say that. Despite the fact we saw Adelaide kick away. Jarman, cagey. Great goal. A wry smile. Well, as it turned out, I'm not sure he needed the extra couple of paces, but he took them anyway. It was a great kick. His first goal. And for the first time you sense that perhaps the will of Fitzroy is given away, but it's in the last minute they can be forgiven.
Certainly given Jarman something to talk about during the week, hasn't it? He'll love that one on the radio in Adelaide.
Yep, and he'll talk about it all week too.
15, 13 to 9-10. So as Dennis said, Fitzroy have stuck in there all night and finally broken as Armstrong terrific in the first term. Rouvray, Anderson, Ingerson went to ground. Jarman looks with the left foot. Modra, no, Wigney, they're fighting over it. Number 6, no, straight up in the air. Play on and hasn't gone to full measurement. Play on, still with Modra, round the body, no goal. Stretch you party pooper, fancy stopping a Modra goal in the last minute. He always kicks one in the last minute here.
How could he think that was a mark?
Well, it went up a lot, maybe he had Scotty's ruler. As they go to centre wing, Johnson and Ruse, young male, left-hand handball to Hart. Hart to Maynard, to McDermott. McDermott goes to Wren. Siren time, and Wren, will he have a shot? Probably.
Why not? Well, he made the distance.
I was going to say, they've broken the drought, the Crows. Their first win at Footy Park in their last 3 encounters, beaten by Fitzroy and Hawthorn here over the last month. Wren with a torpedo that hooks in the end, bounces, and the Crows have won. It's been a terrific night. Entertainment plus. Whitney and Modra got 10 goals between them. Anderson was the superstar of the night with 35 touches. 15-13 to 9-10 it was in the end. But those two men invaluable with 10. And the Crows, who had to make 5 changes tonight after 3 serious injuries, have come back with a win. And for Fitzroy, their 4th consecutive loss, their 5th loss in their last 6 games.
Just looking back to last season, Bruce, their worst losing run last season was 4, rounds 9, 10, 11 and 12. So that's not a record they needed to equal tonight. Fitzroy still had ambitions, I'm sure, about getting to these finals. They still may, but because they tried hard tonight, it sounds, as I said during the call, patronising to talk that way. They've lost by in excess of 6 goals, and yet you've got to admire them as they come off the ground. I think every one of them has spent his last penny.
Neil Curley with Chris McDermott on the ground. We'll go down to Neil now. It's all yours, Knuckles.
Thank you, Bruce. Well, first of all, congratulations, Chris, on a very good personal game. But as captain of the team this week, you've made some personal statements, and there's been a bit of soul searching, and there was a job to be done tonight, and the players just had to do it.
You know, they certainly did. There were plenty of questions asked and fingers pointed during the weekend, and so there should have been. I mean, the performance over the last 2 weeks hasn't been acceptable. We had to do better, and the players certainly responded to the challenge tonight. And, you know, to a man, all we wanted them to do was be hard at the footy, be aggressive, be disciplined, and I thought they were that, and the result would take care of itself, and it was a credit to them this week.
And I also thought a couple of players in strange positions. I thought Aruva on the wing and Wigney up forward gave you another person to hit the ball at.
Certainly did. I thought Rouvray was tremendous. I don't know if he had that many stats, but the way he hit the footy was outstanding for a kid his age. And, you know, I guess his spot was on the line to a certain degree. We looked for a big lift from him, and he certainly answered the challenge. And Stewie, after a somewhat indifferent start with his kicking, was tremendous up forward. He took a bit of the pressure off Mod, finished off well with 4 or 5 goals, and, you know, it was good to see him back where he belongs and getting a few touches.
Big challenge next week, Collingwood at Victoria Park. Not an easy ground for you. We've never played there. Big challenge.
Big challenge for us, but you know, hopefully we've turned the corner this week. And I mean, you've just got to play that style of footy. If we play the style of footy we played tonight, we'll be competitive with anybody.
Thanks, Chris. Well done. Back to you, Bruce.
Thank you, Neil. Neil Curley with Chris McDermott. The final scores here at Footy Park: Adelaide 15-13, 103. Fitzroy 9-10, 64. Don't go away. We'll have a complete wrap of round 10 after this. Crows in the end by 39 points, 15-13 to 9-10. Just a couple of goals to each of the teams in the final term. The big goal kickers coming from the Crows, Modra and Wigney getting 10 between them, a 5 apiece. So the Crows winning their 5th game of the season, and the Lions now starting to struggle after a promising start. As we take a look at the Mitsubishi Motors marks of the week, and let's start with the great man himself, Jason Dunstall. And
time now to check the contenders for the Mitsubishi Motors Mark of the Year. Each week, 5 lucky callers will receive a Black & Decker drill.
Because the man...
And here is Dunstall, so there's the number on the bottom if you want to vote for Dunstall in that performance against the Adelaide Crows last week. Hart not happy with that, but Dunstall taking the mark. 9 goals here last week in that 97-point win. Here's Ruse on the same day out at Waverley Park against the Saints. He took another very good mark here tonight. The athletic cat Barnes with a big fly. John Barnes over the top before 75,000 at the MCG yesterday. Again, the number on the bottom if you think Barnes is the mark of the week. What about this from Watson? Fantastic. Tremendous performance. And Schwartz, who took 16 marks yesterday, and that was one of them. Another very good effort at Waverley Park. So that's the list. Dunstall, Ruse, Barnes, Watson and Schwartz, and the numbers alongside of them. Who do you reckon took the mark of the week? Well, Don Scott, I enjoyed it, didn't you, tonight?
I did. The third quarter was terrific. I thought, the standard maybe not as high as what it, but the commitment was just terrific.
And the Crows breaking Fitzroy in the third term by kicking 7 goals.
Yes, and well, they really did have to do something, the Crows. And after watching last week's game, I didn't think they'd do anything but improve because they just could not play. That was, as I said in the preview, that was the Pits last week, and they could only improve, and their players are capable of it.
Well, let's have a look at some of the highlights in the second half. Adelaide setting it up with those 7 goals in the third term.
Yeah, this is the third term highlights. Terrific smother there by Wren. It was an interesting battle, Wren. I wouldn't say his colours were lowered, but he and Satori had a terrific battle. Ruse was very, very good. Now, they changed direction of play from the full back line here. Ruse getting involved. McCarthy, had he have held a couple of marks in the second quarter and converted, might have been a different story. Malloy was good, and Boyd kicked 2 goals from that position in the third quarter. Great passage of play by Fitzroy. McGuinness, now this is good spotting by Anderson. Watch, he's got one in the foreground. Oh, you just can't see it, but we could see it on camera. He went long. Rouvray did particularly well on centre wing. Laid it off first, came back. Well done by Rouvray. Played well on centre wing. Great mark by Modra. As I said in the call, it takes tremendous courage to do what this man does time after time, and that is to throw yourself in the air because you just do not know how you're going to land. Chris Johnson, Lyon, and this is good combining here. Malloy just backing off for Ruse, and Ruse composure to Spawn. Good play by Fitzroy. Ruse could have done it on his own if he wanted to, and Malloy could have gone in and tried to be a little selfish. Great. This is a good quarter by Ruse. He did a lot of things which wouldn't figure on the statistical sheet, but he brought himself undone there, didn't he? Everyone else could see it except Ruse, that Anderson was waiting behind Barker.
Kicked a goal from there too, Anderson.
They break out of the centre. Look at the way that McGuinness got away from that. Was bad marking by Zanotti. Over on the overlap, it results in a goal. Not one Fitzroy player touching that ball. Zanotti should have tightened up. Ruse, bang, down he went. He was all right, he got up. It's similar to the Paul Deere bump on Matera, but Matera didn't get up for a couple of weeks. Quickness by Lyon, his only goal for the game. Started in the centre, moved to half forward flank. This is good play here. And watch this goal. Zanotti, he loves that. And he gives a lot of run off the half back line, Zanotti. You've got your heart in your mouth when he delivers the ball because you really don't know where it's going to go. But McGuinness, interesting battle between he and Wine. Liptak, not a good kick, but good play here by Wigney. Did well in the second half. He should hold his place after figuring on the scoreboard. And Jarman, watch this. 2 places closer. Degree of difficulty increases as he goes around, tries to play on, but he still kicks truly. Got a lot of football ability, that man. As we quickly glean through these stats, and they are all in favour of the Crows as far as possessions goes. Free kicks, well, they're the Lions' way. What about breaks out of the centre? They were fairly even all night. There's only a 3-way break as far as the Crows go. It's a very tight game. But the Crows using the ball a little longer going into their forward line.
What about the votes tonight, Don? How did you see them?
Well, I found it pretty difficult, you know that.
Well, I'm not surprised. There were a lot of good players from both teams.
Well,
and a lot of good matchups.
Exactly, that's exactly right. And that's why I found it difficult, Bruce, because anyway,
well,
I stand on.
Give us a clue.
Well, I'll go for Anderson.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that one?
Well, no argument, but
You're South Australian, so you wouldn't.
He was very good, wasn't he?
Satori, but then again, I thought Wren did a good job. Wren got a lot of hit-outs, but Satori with his possessions did well around the ground. And Roos, an interesting battle between he and Hart. Hart didn't lower his colours, but I thought Roos' second half was not too bad, except for that mistake where he did when he went out looking for Barker.
So the Challenge Bank Sports World votes going to Anderson there with Satori and Roos as we take a look at round 10 where there was a record attendance of 220,000 people for the 7 matches. It's broken the record, so attendance is going sky high. We started Friday night at the Wacker in Perth. Big crowd there as always. Simon Minton-Connell had an opportunity here early in the match to give Sydney a terrific chance. He kicked 4 points before he kicked his 3 goals. And West Coast were able to take advantage of that. Minton-Connell's kicked 36 goals for the season. The body blow to West Coast was Sumich going off in the first half with a hamstring injury. He did it here. It didn't look to be anything that was too severe at the time. He came back from a hamstring injury going in, and that could be chronic. Chris Lewis ignited West Coast in the 3rd term. He kicked 2 goals in a hurry. They kicked 6 goals in 11 minutes, and West Coast was able to go away and win. But not all that comfortably. Lewis himself had a knee injury at the end. So the quarter by quarters at the Wacker on Friday night. West Coast in the end 14-17, 101 over the Sydney Swans 10-15-75. Now Robbo's votes, Guy McKenna had 29 possessions off a half-back flank. He got the 3. Hart, who came on off the interchange and kicked 3 goals, got 2. Rose, the ruckman, got 1. And after the match, we caught up with the Swans star Dermot Brereton, who was playing in his 2nd match for the season.
There's a mixed feeling. The feeling is not winning is not acceptable, but we can take positives out of that game, and it would be fair to suggest that we can match it with the hardest outfits in league football, all bar 11 minutes. So, you know, we can take the positives out of that, but, you know, it's not acceptable to lose.
Dermot Brereton after the Swans defeated the Wacker. Over 75,000 people went to the MCG for the big match of the round. Fantastic game. It was last year, it was again this year. Gary Ablett was in brilliant form. He kicked 14 goals in the corresponding match last year when they got beaten. He's an absolute magician. Look at this left footer for a goal. 6 first half goals to Ablett. They led by 33 points, the Cats. They were sailing away in the 3rd quarter. They were going to win by plenty before Essendon turned it around, as they did so often last year. Buick was outstanding, and Hurd had a big 3rd quarter with a couple of goals. O'Donnell running it forward, Hurd's goal here, and they had 7 unanswered goals, Essendon, and they've had some narrow escapes this year, and this was another one of them. Getting up in the end to the delight of their fans, the Bombers with 3 consecutive victories, coming home 16-16 to 15-11, Ablett finishing with 7. Rex Hunt gave the votes here, 3 to Buick, who had 34 possessions in total, 2 goals 5, 2 to Hurd, and 3 to Denham, who had a tagging role. So from the highs of the MCG to really the lows at Waverley Park, and I'm talking about St Kilda. Harvey injured in the early stages of the match. Robert Harvey doing a hamstring very early on, which was a real blow to the Saints. They've got Lowe injured. They've got Lockett out suspended. Gary Lyon kicked 4 goals for Melbourne. Schwartz was the outstanding player, and look at that. The Saints a miserly 2-6 to 3/4 time, creeping up to 4-8. Melbourne, after 3 consecutive losses, back with a win at 15-16 to 4 goals 8. Terry Wheeler gave Schwartz, who took 16 marks and had 19 kicks and kicked 3-5, 3 votes, Lyon with 2, and 1 to Steins. All Melbourne there, not surprising. Well, at Victoria Park, Hawthorn went in as hot favourites. They've been on a big run, including a win here last week. Collingwood had lost 4 of their last 5. Not to be. Look at this at the start of the match. Paul Deere running into Big Monkey, Moncourse, before things had even got going. So there's a fiery old start, but it was Collingwood all the way in the opening team. Look at the Monkey. He loved that.
Kick by McGuinness.
And Rocker was in good touch early. He's been out of touch after a splendid start to the season. I think he'd kicked 20 goals in his first 3 matches, and he came back with 5. And Collingwood managed to kick 8 goals, 6 to 2-2 in the opening quarter, and they set up the match. Their lead at quarter time was about what they won by in the end. They beat Hawthorn at Victoria Park last year. They beat them again. It was 6 goals in the end, 16 goals, 14 to 10-14. Rocker got 5, and that champion Dunstall got 6 out of the 10. Dennis Committee's votes, Gavin Brown, who had 13 kicks and 20 handballs. The captain got 3. John Hassel continuing to play well in his first season, got 2. Watson, you saw that brilliant mark earlier, got 1. So Collingwood 3, 2 and 1. Well, out at Princes Park, Kernahan kicked 7 goals. He was probably the difference in a very tight game. Carlton winning the match over Fitzroy. Kernahan showed a glimpse of form, and I say a glimpse of form. He got 5 goals in the first quarter against North Melbourne a couple of weeks ago, ended up with 6, and 7 goals, 5 yesterday from his 13 kicks. So their great champion looks as if he's back in business. They certainly need him to fire. But the Blues, who trailed at half-time, good third quarter, managed to hold on against Fitzroy, again inaccurate, 16-13 to 13-19. Well, the 2 champs at the top there, Kernahan and Williams. Williams has had 2 big matches in a row, getting 3 and 2. The votes here, and 1 to Grigic of Fitzroy. In the match earlier today, big surprise after quarter time, Brisbane finishing too well for North Melbourne. And this is McIver's injury early, running into Ross Smith into his shoulder. Very unfortunate, a real gash in the head for Scott McIver, and carried off the ground. At one stage, North Melbourne led 5 goals, 9 to 1-3.
The masterful
but the second half recovery was enough for Brisbane. They've got a very good record at the Gabba. This is Troy Clark's goal to put them in front in the second half, and they kept on going from there. And look at this turnaround after quarter time. They kicked 16 goals after quarter time to 7 to run out 27-point winners, 17-18. Merrick got 5. He's now kicked more goals for Brisbane than any other player. He went past Hardy today, and it was 12-21 to the Kangaroos. Peter McKenna's votes. Ashcroft got the 3, one of their vice-captains. Champion got 2, and Kennedy got 1. Now, the Adelaide Fitzroy game that we've just seen to wrap up round 10, 42,000 people here. Adelaide doing the job in the third quarter. Remember, Liptak got a goal right on the siren to give them a handy little break, and then they got away in the third term. And Don Scott said that Anderson was best on the ground. Probably wouldn't get an argument there. Satori 2 and Aruz 1. Now, the progressors and the 20,000 Challenge Bank Sports World Player of the Year. Yes, $20,000 to the winner. And here's how they add up. Carey, despite 2 matches out with suspension, still leads with 11. From Gary Hocking and Chris Main-Waring on 8. Guy McKenna, who got 3 at the Wacker on Friday night. Gary Lyon, who got a couple, and Greg Williams, who got a couple, are on 7. So they're closing a little. Now, the goal kickers. Now, Gary Ablett, I can tell you in his last 26 matches. Now, write this down. This is a stat to remember. In his last 26, he's kicked 182 goals. He's kicked more than 7 goals a game in his last 26. He leads on 58. He won the Coleman last year over Modra. Modra jumped above Dunstall today, but Dunstall gained 1 on him for the round, 44 and 43. They'll fight out the Coleman medal, the big 3. Minton Connell has 36, Jakovic 31, and Rocker 29. The goal kickers all doing well in round 10.
The 1994 AFL Premiership League Ladder, brought to you by Foster's.
Adelaide not quite back into the 8 tonight. Melbourne went above North Melbourne because of their loss. So from the top, it's West Coast maintaining top position. They play Melbourne next weekend. It's top of the ladder there at the MCG. North, then Geelong, Collingwood. They've jumped a couple. Carlton, Hawthorn, Essendon, Adelaide just out on percentage. Footscray, Richmond, Fitzroy, Brisbane have jumped a couple. St Kilda and Sydney on the bottom. That's how the ladder looks after round 10. Let's go down to the Adelaide change rooms. Graham Corns, Neil Curley's got him.
Thank you, Bruce. Well, Graham, Fitzroy are never easy for the Crows to beat, and tonight, what were some of the things you saw tonight that were missing last week?
I just think there was a much greater desperation and enthusiasm to make the contest. I mean, there's always going to be loose available balls, and last week we just didn't have enough numbers around the ball to make a good enough contest. There was a much better effort in that regard tonight. Guys were prepared to run, take risks, get on the front foot, and when they won the ball with their effort at it, they had options that they could use, even though they were always going to be under pressure.
And I also thought tonight we had Crows players or Adelaide players getting to the ball first, getting the ball out, which created the Crows run.
Well, if you don't have movement around the player with the ball, you're not going to be able to run it effectively anyway. I mean, I still think we had far too much of the ball, and to be satisfied with our final score, I thought we wasted the ball a little bit and did fiddle around with it with some fairly indirect play, but nevertheless, I think it was pleasing to see a real good tough effort at it.
Graham, you were forced to run Rouvray up the ground a bit tonight and play him on the wing. It seemed to be a big success. It's given you food for thought later on for Rouvray now?
He's been fairly adaptable, Bruce. We've slotted him in defence, I think, because he probably needed to get some confidence, but he played a lot of early football in the forward line. He's played some very good football on the wing in patches. I think his consistency there has been a little bit of a problem, but he came on last week against Hawthorn, and he was a bit fired up because he'd been taken off in the first quarter, and he just showed us something there with his attack on the ball and the depth of his kicking, and when Stephen Stewart pulled out on Friday night, Paul just slotted into it very well, and I was very, very pleased with his effort.
Can I ask you about the next 2 weeks, Graham? They're big ones, aren't they? You've got Collingwood and also North Melbourne away for home. They could make or break you a bit. Now, Neil Curley was... Well, critical, I guess, was the word. He believes that you probably go over too early, a day early. Would you change your tactics this week for Collingwood and go over on the day of the match?
Bruce, we've been through it all. We've surveyed it and analysed it, and we just don't get there in time. We have vice presidents that go over on the 9 o'clock flight, and they're invariably late to their pre-match functions, and we just don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we have to rush. The other overriding factor is, I mean, of all the players that we surveyed, and we surveyed them all, only one really felt comfortable going over the same day. I mean, it's a little bit different when you come from Melbourne to Adelaide. I know Hawthorn did it last week. You leave at 9 and you get here at 9:30. We leave at 9 and get there at 10:30. You've got to fiddle around at the airport, and it just puts you under pressure. And our routine in Melbourne has been fairly confident. Our results don't always reflect that, but I think we've got a fairly established routine. Most guys are comfortable with it. And as I said, only one guy felt comfortable going over on the same day.
You do need to break that duck, though, don't you, Graham? You've only won the one game in a long time. That was Richmond in the opening round last year.
Well, Hawthorn at the MCG in the finals last year was
sure, yeah, a big one. But Neil's also said some negativity going into Melbourne. Do you disagree with that?
Well, it's certainly not a conscious thing. I was asked the question the other night, and but I'm definite there's a subconscious psychological problem there that we have to overcome. But I mean, we've played some pretty good teams in Melbourne, and it's interesting to